Billy, that's you? Billy, that's you?
First, I do care about the turtles, and I do not like straws because of that, sure.
I love a straw. I love a good straw. I love sucking on shit. Not dicks or anything. Nothing
115, 10.
Nothing homosexual.
1, 3,
That
2019.
makes sense.
Okay. That's
right.
gonna be in the opening video. Oh my god, bro. There is no one like you. You are...
But I'm gonna fuck around and make my whole fucking album distorted, and they gonna be like, that boy edgy as fuck. Yeah, fuck. TCAP 803.
Coming heavy with the weight and feel. Wonder if the hoes in Jesus' handheld. Give a fuck how a man feel. Whole world at a standstill, stigmatized. Donald Trump, they will not criticize. Still question bomber like my nigga lied. White girls boosting so my dick can ride. Out here switching sides. Crossing ship to mind the window cause they living blind. And they soul not showing. I swear my flow, how I'm potent. How these hoes got open and you know Pop's joking. If he expect forgiveness, I'm one of your 7 victim hells. Free of heaven's prison, these are split decisions. And I think I give the misses, but I give the masses. My whole all there, no walls. I ain't kissing asses, the shit, and I don't starve. Don't starve. She ain't bars, the enemy, she won't call her. You didn't see her coming. People are screaming, running, baby, like babies. Why they didn't need enough to drive. Horsepower is speed punching. Smoking weed, I'm blunting. Notice these is stunning. Ain't me like Jesus versus. Eating knowledge, I got key consumption. Super Saiyan wanna be. I eat a peanut buzzing. Fuck your family, they ugly. You can keep your cousin, most people puzzling. You want my time is about an hour and I need 100. I see your shit and see her sunken. Missing me, she keep on cutting. She a keeper, love that hot box, a demon bucket. My demon, she seen a sucker. She bring me, need me, so fucking here for long haul. Press hold if God calls.
Hello, Creighton.
Hello, Charlie.
I missed you and the podcast so much this weekend.
I know.
This was a long weekend of not having a podcast to do.
Well, you go on having a birthday podcast, and you want to do it every weekend, but you can't do it every
It's
weekend.
not that.
'Cause then it won't
No,
be
no, no.
special.
I was building a trailer, for one, which was awful. It sucked and I hated it. And it was the knowledge of it's quarantine and we could be doing them if we really wanted to. And you have no idea how long I sat here on Saturday night just looking at OBS I could just go live myself. I could sit here and talk for 2 hours. I could just talk to dude, I was losing it. I was going crazy. I wanted to do it. So I wanted to do a podcast. Happy 420, everyone, says Dilton.
Happy
Creighton,
420.
Happy 420. Happy
Well,
420 to everybody.
I don't do that, but I acknowledge the holiday. I should call off work today. Been like, I'm taking off. It's a holiday.
They've been like, what holiday? It's like, you don't know? Philly says, I'm trying to go live with y'all one night if it's possible.
Live
It'll
with
have to
us?
be after quarantine if it ever happens at all.
Oh, like go on stream with us?
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
it'd be cool to be on the pod.
Nice.
I mean, that's definitely someone I would like to talk to about how,
Oh, yeah.
dude, out of nowhere.
We could talk about how you met your mother or something. I was trying to work in a How I Met Your Mother joke, but it just didn't pan out.
dropped halfway.
No.
You're like, I can finish this sentence. I can do this. I can still say
I didn't
something.
think it through, but I just let it slide out anyway.
I can still say something that sounds like something.
Yeah.
That
Philly-
show is so good.
Yeah, you can talk about it. You suck How I Met Your Mother's dick so much.
I'm having so much fun watching it. It's nuts. I cannot
No, I believe you.
believe how much fun I'm having rewatching this show. It's one of those shows that when you finish it, you feel like you'll never watch that one again. Because The Office has a lot of slapstick, hilarious drop, out of your chair laughing moments. And How I Met Your Mother is funny, but I never realized I would want to stick around for the dumb jokes and the actual story as well. Because I remember it being great and I knew it was awesome, but I'm really enjoying sitting down and watching episodes and episodes at a time. I missed the podcast. No joke.
Yeah, he was attached to us. Philly, there was song that I wanted you to hear and see if you liked it enough to do anything with it. If you're comfortable with that. If you're not, don't worry about it. I put it in our Discord. Just ask Charlie to play it if you want him to.
I'm not playing it live. I'm not playing anything
well,
by
send it
Trap
to him
Nation.
or whatever.
Just put it in the general list for losers or the chatting and shit.
Oh, is he in that?
I believe so. Let me check. Philly, do you have Discord?
What's up, Matt?
What's up, you beautiful people?
Lace of the Bass is here. What's up,
Lacey's here. Lace, are you already
Lacey.
drinking?
Hey, she's got work tomorrow. She can't drink. She said so.
Do you know how dumb it sounds, you saying those words?
What? I don't drink before I go to work. I don't.
Not the night before you go to work?
No. Wait.
Is that
Yes.
right?
No, I did yesterday.
How did you?
No, I don't drink within the 12-hour period before I have
Right.
to go to work.
Right.
I didn't drink here yesterday before I had to go to work. Within
Yeah, it
the
was
12
13 hours
Yeah,
before.
exactly. Within the 12-hour period. She's a
2 pints so far? There you go.
That's a good way to keep it.
Matt, I just want you to know that I miss you very much, and it's driving me crazy not seeing you and the rest of our friends.
I called Matt the other day to see if he wanted to hang out, but he was busy doing something. I think playing a video game with his cousin. And Matt was so sad that he couldn't hang out. And I was like, Matt, it's okay. It's okay. We'll figure something out later on down the line. We'll get together. We'll take our shirts off. It'll be all right.
I know, I miss you too, so much. Can't remember the last time I was here for the beginning of a podcast. Dylan, me either.
Right?
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
What's up, losers? What's up, Nick?
What's up, Nick?
Loser.
What's up, Matt?
Dull boy angel. Head ass. Angel boy. Dull.
We're doing pajama
Angel.
night tonight.
Yeah, by pajama. So I took pajama night to mean I'm going to wear my tank top.
I wore a robe. And
He
pajama
wore a
pants.
robe.
And
Pajama
pants.
pants. He said,
Look.
Charlie, I'm wearing my MFAM sweatpants, and he was like, Charlie, you have the Rick and Morty pajama pants. Those are real pajama pants. You
They
should
are.
wear those.
That's
And
all.
I was like, Creighton, no one's gonna see my pants. I'm sitting down in a
You
chair
just showed them
the whole
things.
podcast.
And everybody's
Yes,
gonna be
that's true.
like, there's gonna be riots in the streets because people are gonna be like,
Is he a 47-year-old father? He should be. He's gonna kill that in 40 years, 47 years.
But look, I'm telling you, robes are the suits
Fine
of
that he's
pajamas.
0 years old. What?
Robes are the pajamas, or the suits of pajamas. It's true.
Hummingbirds are the sharks of the sea.
They are. You know how many
Can't
people?
even do like a bad.
You
like-
know how many people a year
joke.
hummingbirds kill?
People? How many people do hummingbirds
I don't know,
kill?
but let's Google that statistic and
Oh,
find out.
I mean, only because I'm fucking fascinated. How many people die a
But-
year to hummingbirds?
I feel like you're not wording it the right way. You need to write how many people a year.
Death by hummingbird. Blue Ridge blog.
Oh, let's see what is.
Some days it doesn't pay to get out of bed in the morning. Me, I woke up just fine. I'm having a good day. This poor little hummingbird in the gardens of the Mass Farm Inn is having a rough go at it, apparently. Apparently the bird impaled a flying... Wait. The bird impaled a flying something with its beak and now has the dead corpse stuck on it. This is not... Okay. First of all, that's a bee, not a dead something. I can't believe they can't figure that out. This is a bee, not a person. I need to know how many people die. The death of a hummingbird. No.
So,
Has anyone ever died
that's
by
not on 1,000 Ways to Die.
hummingbird? Don't speak to me. That's the first thing again.
Is it?
Hummingbird attacks eyes.
There we go. Let's see that.
Hummingbirds have accidentally killed
Can a
each
hummingbird-
other under similar circumstances.
Look up, can a hummingbird kill you?
Oh my god.
Go under that one. It's right there, right there.
Oh, okay. People also ask. A single sting may be fatal to a hummingbird because there is so little body mass to absorb the venom, but there are a few data. This is, I don't... this
That's
is-
not even an answer to
That's
the
not
question.
even an answer to... Why would they put that? This is stupid. I'm upset.
See
that
what
they
I
went
mean,
down
though?
this
There's
path.
no straight answers about it.
Hold on. Let me read. It's been rough. Quarantine's really killing me, and I've been trying to get my sleep schedule back to some semblance of normality. Also, I'm so here for pajamas. I'm currently wearing pajamas myself, so I'm supporting you guys from home. Matt,
That's a rope back.
I woke up 4.5 hours ago.
Oh, wait, we need a thing for the robe. What can we say?
Hashtag rober present. Robe represent. Okay.
Robe
oh, Christ.
represent.
I mean
Robe
Chris.
represent.
Hummingbirds aren't fucking around. I see one and bam, I'm running for my goddamn life. Charlie looks extra North Carolinian today. I'm from South Carolina. You fucking old.
But I think he's
idiot.
saying you look extra North Carolina.
That's no.
Like, you don't look like-
He. They always mess up which state we're from. Is what it
Oh,
is.
really?
They never
You should
remember.
say North
They
Dakota
always think it's
sometime.
North. Yeah, I should. Same thing, whatever, dude. I gotta tell you about my new hobby. Oh no, or rather, my new dream.
I'm
Tell us, dude.
ready for it.
A biker friend of my mom was impaled by a hummingbird, but he didn't die.
That's
He
still
was on a
impalation.
motorcycle. I don't know if I'm too drunk or this conversation or not enough. I did say not enough. Chris, have you ever heard of
Paramotoring?
paramotoring? Is that
Is that like driving a motorcycle out of a plane with the parachute on your back and then you just land?
dude? You just to your back.
You step a giant.
You
fan?
have a glider, and you fucking. Okay, I thought it was
Yes.
something. I thought it was I thought you were gonna say it's the thing where you do that, but instead of fly, you're like in the water with skis, and you have like a big parachute in front of you that the fan blows so that
that's,
you move around.
Yeah.
So you can do it like by yourself.
I don't know.
Paramotoring. Dude, it looks so cool. It does look pretty sick. It's also real dangerous.
Let's do it. I bet Matt can fly us around. Dude, imagine we show up
It
at
does look
TwitchCon,
the king
but
of
we're
the north.
paramotoring. Could you imagine that?
Who?
We get dropped into TwitchCon off a paramotor.
Paramotor? Like we just skydive.
Yeah. People have no idea who we are, but we make a grand entrance.
We'd probably get shot out of the fucking sky. They'd be like, okay, these terrorists are getting a little too smart. Okay, so it's less dangerous than riding a motorcycle, and you bring a reserve parachute with you. I have to do it before I die, Chris. Matt, I want to go. At the very least, we should all go skydiving.
Let's do a barrel roll in it.
At the very least, we should all go skydiving.
I don't know about skydiving.
Why not?
I don't know. It kind of terrifies me. I don't like heights.
Really? That checks out. That checks out pretty well.
For me,
Yeah, that seems like a character trait of yours. Being afraid of heights. That
I'm
sounds
not
accurate.
afraid. I just
You're not?
it's not the height that scares me. It's the gravity. But I feel like
I stand with Creighton, but I'll do it.
I'll do it.
You do.
I'll do it, but I'm wearing a blindfold.
Okay. I can still see you getting something out of it even with a blindfold on. And you can buy one without a pilot's license or any sort of training. You should definitely get training.
It's like the moped of
You have to have a license
flying
to drive
vehicles.
a moped. You have to have a moped to drive a... Or you have to
You
have
have
a
to have
license.
moped to drive a license.
You have to have a license to drive a moped. Well, at least in South Carolina you do now. Some states are
They
still...
changed it?
Yeah, they did 2 years ago.
So not while you were driving?
It was while I was driving. I had to stop. I just stopped driving.
Yeah.
Fuck the training. We'll wing it. Almost anywhere. Obviously, no, like, controlled airspace. Oh, I got you.
So you couldn't fly over like Area 51 per se. You'll definitely get shot down there.
You get shot for walking too close to Area 51. Have you ever seen that? Like, the video? Like, people, like, they will shoot you. They have landmines. They have fields of landmines. Like, in the desert side of it. Like, the part of it that, like, legit goes out into the desert. They just have fucking, like, acres of landmines. Like, they just drop landmines out of a plane, and then, boom, they're there in the sand. I'm not afraid of heights, but I may consider doing it. The idea of a parachute failure scares me. Yeah, I mean, most of them are pretty safe. You know what? Another Googleable
Look
thing.
up the statistics.
How many tandem skydiver deaths are there? Tandem's what we would be doing. In 2018, USPA recorded 13 fatal skydiving accidents in the U.S. out of roughly 3.3 million jumps.
That's pretty good.
Pretty fucking great odds. The lowest number in the sport's history. That's one fatality per 253,669 jumps. Tandem skydiving has an even better safety record with one student fatality per 500,000 tandem jumps over the past decade. So 1 in 500 student, and that's a student too. That's not even like a consumer like we would be. Those are better odds than driving. Way better odds than driving. You know how many people die a year driving?
A lot.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm not afraid of heights. Wait, was that the parachute? Yeah. I think for your first skydive, you have to be strapped to an instructor. That's what tandem is. And I think they have a reserve parachute as well. So there's not a whole bunch that can go wrong. Yeah, you're not allowed to do cool shit. It's legit. You jump out and just fall the whole time. Like, you're not like, woo, woo, woo. Like, you're not fucking spinning and doing backflips and
Have
shit.
you done skydiving before?
Not yet.
You
Really? I almost have 3 times. And all 3 times, weather got in the way and my trip got canceled.
Oh.
Oh, no, 2 of those times, sorry. 2 times that happened. The third time, the people at Learn TV, not the people, but we were going to do it. I was going to do Adrenaline Rush at Learn TV and go skydiving.
Yeah.
And just film it. And they said no.
Why'd they say no?
Because another student had in the last 2 years, and they felt that they still had enough, like, clout from that, I guess, that they didn't really need to do another episode and have us... Because it would have been free for me. Because I was doing the episode.
Yeah.
That's how it would have worked. Unlikely,
So
improbable.
the studio said no, or
The skydiving people did.
Okay.
What are we talking about, boys? Skydiving, Snipes. Skydiving.
Skydiving.
Have you seen Final Destination? Oh my god. That not so likely always happens. Wait. Well, that's when you escape death the first time around. That's true. That is true.
I like escaping death. I've escaped death multiple times. I don't know if I want to risk it. I feel like somebody's got it out for me.
Yeah, I've also escaped quite a few deaths. I've wrecked my moped twice. One time, almost really badly.
Yeah.
One time was like a shitty little wreck. Like, it was like, okay, I was fine. I landed in gravel. I hurt my arms. But, like, overall, I came out pretty good. The first time, I almost, like, died. Like, like, if you were going to leave my driveway, you go right instead of left? The hill over there. Yeah, I've told you. I landed on that hill, and I didn't fall, which was magic. But those fucking deer. It was those fucking deer, great. Fuck those deer. Anyway.
Yeah, they have it out for you.
They do. I haven't had my first deathscape yet, so I've got at least one in the bank. I mean, lots of people think that. but you know, be careful.
At least one, you know. One's better than none.
Anyway, I'm trying to think. There was another big time I almost died.
What's the other big time?
That's what I'm
Big
saying.
Time
I
Rush?
can't remember.
Oh.
Make it count, play
No,
it
they
straight.
don't sing the
look
whole
back,
song
don't
for the
hesitate
transition,
when
Charlie.
you go big
I was
time.
setting up
Sorry.
the transition.
I said do the first opening. I'm sorry. It's a great
I
song.
was setting you up for the transition into your death scene. Like, it would be, and then you'd
I
remember the
almost
death
drowned.
scene. Yeah.
Make it count, please. Imagine. No death escaping for me so far, which means skydiving equals death. That's not what that means.
That's not the math here. We already established this. If you haven't no death escape, then you at least have one in all caps in the bank.
in all caps in the bank.
When you go death time. That's
When you
what
go death time.
Are you working out the rest of the song?
Yeah. Have you guys seen the Hood People lip sync that song?
No. What's the
What?
Hood People?
Is the Hood People a band?
Or is that just like you making?
Is that are you
reference?
racially profiling? Dude,
What's up?
what's the most ridiculous like almost death you've had? Like do you have one that's like super standouts?
Yeah, like 5.
Like violent. I don't mean like you got sick. Like
no. I mean like violent.
what happened?
So which time?
I don't
Oh.
know.
Okay.
What do you
Well, I've told you about some of these, and some of these I haven't told
I don't
you about.
remember. Just tell me
Oh,
about
okay.
them.
I think I've talked about the one where I almost got electrocuted before, like on here. Or I did get electrocuted.
You did tell us about that
Yeah.
one. I do remember that one.
Yeah, but do you want me to retell that one?
After I do this, make it count, stay alive, don't trip, you might be fine when you go death time. Killer, Matt, you're
Matt's
killer.
gonna make
Okay.
his next TikTok that.
Yeah, just a whole remake of the Big Time Rush theme
And it's
song.
gonna have something to do with quarantine, and it's gonna be great.
When you die, when you go to die. Go ahead, sorry, I'm sorry.
So, I was about 9 years old at the time, and there I was in my dad's girlfriend at the time's house, and outside. It was around Christmas time because they had those floats, you know, like the blow up snowman, the blow up Santa in the yard, or whatever. It was about like nighttime, probably about 8 or so at night. It was dark, so me and my brother were outside playing, while like my dad and
I
them
don't like
were
this.
like having a good time or whatever.
I don't like
whatever.
what I see in my head.
And
It's dark. It's you and your brother outside.
Well, my brother was like, I was 9. He was like 5 at the time.
Oh my god.
So it was a great time to be had. And we were like, oh, where's these wires lead to? So we were like following them, right? Well, unbeknownst to us, one of the extension cords had been hit by a lawnmower before and just taped up. So I'm sitting there following it. You know, we're out in the yard about like halfway to the float. So we know it goes to the float. So we're just having a good time following the wire and stuff. You know, we were kids. It was dumb. And I get to the part with the tape on it. And it like, I grabbed it and like, I couldn't let go.
Yeah, you couldn't move.
And
you
it
can't
started
let go.
like vibrating. Everything started vibrating. I started screaming. My hands started burning. And I looked at, I turned around like trying to let go and I couldn't. Like I was going to die. Like, cause it, like, I mean, everything was vibrating. My like hand, my face, like everything around me. I couldn't see anything. And then like, I felt something like hit me, but I didn't feel like myself falling to the ground. But I woke up on the ground, and what it was one of my dad's friends had seen what was going on, and ran up and tackled me, and made me like lay on the ground and like made me drop the wire out of my hand. And when like I guess I blacked out. I don't really remember for sure, but I was on the ground when I came to, and like my hand was burning. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but like you see that line right there? That's the singe mark from it, and there's more like singe marks all on my fingers.
This is the origin story of the white Static Shock.
I know, right? And but that's like my first ever one that I really remember. And then I've gotten to a couple of like wrecks and stuff on like golf carts, dirt bikes, four wheelers throughout the years. They've all been like pretty close calls. But that's my one. Did you want to?
Thank goodness you survived, because otherwise we would not be we wouldn't get the luxury of witnessing pajamas
On
as
the
well as
podcast.
suits. on the reg.
Exactly.
4
Well,
days a
like
week. minimum.
imagine like what would happen if I wasn't here. Like, do you know like the amount of people you probably like might know or might not know?
Yeah, I wouldn't know a lot of people. It would
It'd
suck.
be weird, right?
It would be weird. Like, the only thing I could figure is that, like... No, I wouldn't know a lot of people. Like, I definitely wouldn't know Quentin as well, because Quentin only started going to Learn TV because you and him were really friends.
Yeah.
And that's where me and him became best friends. I wouldn't know Bethany. I wouldn't know... I might know Carly, because I kind of knew Carly outside of
Yeah.
you, but...
It'd be weird.
It would be
right?
weird. I wouldn't know nearly as many friends from IRL.
You wouldn't know
like-
like Isaiah or like
Savannah, Matt,
Matt.
none of them. I wouldn't know anybody.
I mean, and I'm not,
Not
saying
a full shirt, Pog. Hi, Matt. I'm good.
What's up, Tim? But yeah, do you want to hear about my other near-death experiences?
You told me golf cart, dirt bike. Is there another one? Is there another like good one, or are they just like I
I
fell
have like a
off?
really, really good one.
Which
You wanna
one?
hear That one. I've been waiting to whip this one.
Yeah, dude. Let's start with that one.
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to tee everybody up, you know, get everybody warmed up. So, there I was. I was about 12 years old. And I was on my deathbed, basically. Because... And
Wait, is this
it's
you
not-
being sick?
No, it's not me being
Okay.
sick, necessarily. It was, like... Well, not sick physically. It was, like, a mental thing.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell that one? 'Cause
I don't
just
know.
told you recently about that one. And you're like, bro, you never told me about this. And we've known
Well,
each other
yeah.
for, like, years.
Yeah. Well, like it's just. Is that what you want to talk about on the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Look, I'm at a place in my life where I feel like I can talk about it. I've just been waiting for the right
Well,
time.
it's not.
to
It's
bring
not
it up.
about if you want to talk about it. It's if you think it's like.
The right time.
Yeah, or if it's okay to talk about.
I mean, what we're like 40 episodes deep.
Look. I'm not gonna try and work out the math here. If you think it's okay, I guess it's okay.
I mean,
don't
I
care.
feel like we got a
up
close
to you.
knit community. I could start unveiling some secrets or whatever.
Okay. Honestly surprised that Creighton survived childhood, like forgetting to breathe or something.
But so when I was about 8 years old, I developed like anxiety-based anorexia, and I didn't like. I get to a point where like I was afraid I was gonna choke on food, like any kind of food, at all. So I wouldn't. And over the years, I like tried to deal with it in different ways. And it got so bad to a point where like I wouldn't even like swallow my own spit. Like I would spit it out and everything. And it wasn't like one of those things where I would eat and throw it up later, because I just wouldn't eat. I was scared I was gonna get choked. Because about the time I was 8 or 7, I got choked on this apple one night. Right before my parents.
You choked on the apple.
Yeah, I choked on the apple.
In my head, it was like the Kool-Aid man was an apple and just fucking you up.
No.
Like I got choked by an apple. Like whoa, wait.
But no, I choked on an apple. And about that time, my parents were starting to go through their divorce and everything. There's a lot of like trauma and stress.
A lot
that
of
built
stuff
up.
happening all at once.
And it manifested itself in this anxiety-based anorexia. So I was afraid to eat. I was afraid to like swallow anything that was like hard. The only things I would really eat were lemons, and
checks out too.
were lemons, grits, mashed potatoes, anything that didn't really have like a texture to it. And I drank like a lot of like fluids and stuff.
Would you say that the apple was the core of the problem? Copenhagen.
I thought that was Matt who would say that. I'm
Yeah.
disappointed.
Yeah, Matt said, "Ooh, nice to Copenhagen."
But like, so I went all the way up until I was 12, not eating barely anything, and I can remember looking at my wrist and it probably being like about that big around, and you could see my bones. Anytime I go take a shower, you could see like my ribs and stuff. I mean, it was a really rough time in my life. My parents were stressed out, worried what's gonna happen to me, because like when I tell you I was like on the, like probably weeks away from dying. I mean, I was like weeks away, you know what I mean, just from like starving to death. And my mom got together with this therapist, and the therapist was like, you know, what we haven't tried is like group therapy. So they took me to this hospital in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I stayed up there for 2 weeks by myself.
Wisconsin.
It was my first time in Wisconsin, actually. It was in
I would assume you live here and
Yeah.
were a child.
it was in February of 2009, and I was
That was
up in
4 years ago. That's crazy.
But I was up in Wisconsin in like the middle of the school year. Like I just vanished from school for 2 weeks. Nobody knew what happened to me or whatever. And I was up there for 2 weeks by myself in like a group therapy ward. With it really what it was like a bunch of girls and stuff. They were all had like body dysmorphia issues. Like they wouldn't eat. They were bulimic. They would binge eat and then like vomit later. And like I mean, you weren't allowed to have shoestrings. You weren't allowed to have like phones. You weren't allowed to have like earphones because they were really afraid of like the self-harm kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, walking through there and like seeing everybody else and like seeing, I'll never forget, I saw this girl on a feeding tube. And they told me that if I didn't eat while I was there, that and I didn't make the progress I needed to make, that I would be put on a feeding tube. And I didn't want to, because it looked uncomfortable. It was like going down. It was
Yeah, it is uncomfortable.
It looked gross and like it smelled weird, and I didn't like it. So I was like, no, I don't want that. So I really tried to eat, and at the time, my medicine was like Adderall or something else that was like a pill. And I wouldn't swallow pills because I was afraid of the choking thing. Like when I tell you this anxiety made my throat feel like it was closing up constantly. Like, I was constantly putting my fingers down my throat, like, trying to figure out if it was closing up or trying to open up a airway. Like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I was constantly focused on that. So I wouldn't swallow, like, anything other than, like I said, soft food and stuff. And pills were, like, a big part of that, too. So what they did was, one day, they were like, all right, you're going to take this. And what they would do is, like, cut the pill in 2 pieces. And I would swallow each half. Then the next, like, a couple days later, they worked me up to the full-size pill. And I swallowed that with no problem. I'll never forget the first day I swallowed a whole pill. Like, because it was like something I hadn't done in years. It's something that, like... It was, like, kind of one of those moments where you, like, look back and you're like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? That was
like
so
that,
easy.
Or like half one of
It was
these?
a little bit bigger than that. Just slightly bigger than that. I mean, we're not talking about, like, a big vitamin pill, you know what I mean? We're talking about
like
something...
one of these.
Something that's about this size, you know what I mean? Like, something, like... It was an Adderall pill.
Not like this kind of thing.
Yeah, well, actually, a little bit smaller than that. It was a capsule just like that, but it was slightly smaller. Probably about the same length, though. And, I, like, to be able to do that with so much ease was, like, one of the most, like, satisfying things coming out of there. And what they made me do was they put me on this diet where, like, I would eat, like, breakfast, then a snack, then lunch, then a snack, then dinner. And I just kept up with that diet, like, all throughout the rest of 7th grade.
What does that sound?
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
I kept up with that diet all throughout the rest of 7th grade and onward into 8th grade. And, like, slowly over time, I just overcame my anxiety about it and overcame that fear of choking and stuff. It's probably one
I
of
was
the...
going to say, now you're all fat and shit. Like, you really got over it.
What?
You eat all the time.
It's one of, like, the most proudest accomplishments probably of my life is overcoming that. Because, I mean, when I say I was probably, like, weeks away from death.
Too.
Huh?
To do it as a little kid, too, is also, like, a big deal.
And, like, we had, like, a...
You're lucky that they got to you at such a young... You're so impressionable as a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I mean, you know, like I can't hold a cricket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a phobia of... I like crickets. I have a phobia of, like, holding them.
Yeah.
Because when I was in kindergarten, I picked one up on the playground, and it stung me.
It stung you?
They have stingers, and it stung me.
do?
They can bite, and they have these weird stinger things that you can use as well. And it stung me, and I can't pick them up anymore, like, at all. Like, it drives me fucking crazy. Like, I'm horrified. I can only hold the ones that are fishing bait, because they don't have any stingers or anything. They can't hurt you.
I was like that with bees for a long time, too. But I think...
bees are scary anyway, because they can always hurt anybody.
Well, and I...
Like, you don't have to have, like, a weird experience with them to be afraid.
I had a weird experience with them, too.
But, well, I mean, I know, but, like, what was your experience with bees?
So, like, I was outside playing with my dog, and we stepped on a hornet's nest or something like that, and, like, all of a sudden they were, like, all over us, you know? So I had that experience that was fucking, like, awful. And from then on, I kind of had a fear of bees. But once I overcame that, like, anxiety and fear...
Nothing scared you.
Yeah, for real. Like, nothing has scared me ever since. That's why, like, the heights thing, like, I'm like, I'm scared of it, but I feel like I could definitely, like, get past it. You know what I mean? Like, all jokes aside, like, because I know, like, I'll fuck around and be like, oh, I'm not doing that. It's the gravity, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, That's why whenever I hear people talking about like they have like this fear, this depression, this anxiety and stuff, like, you know, I don't think it's anything that you can't overcome.
Yeah.
It's just that you have to.
It's scary when you got really lucky that it happened so young. Because overcoming something like that so young, it almost makes the initial thing that you were afraid of, you know, a good thing in your life.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you know by the time you're 8 or 9 years old that you can overcome something that
Well, I was 12 when I
monumental.
overcame it.
Or, yeah,
I went through
when
4
you're 12.
years of dealing with it.
Yeah, well, even
It was
12.
4 years
like
of
before,
hell.
I feel like 14 is where you start becoming
Oh,
a real, like a person. Like,
And
that's where you
it-
start becoming your like who you're gonna be.
Yeah.
But like at 12, to know like you can overcome that, there are fucking I know 30-year-olds that have shit they can't handle and shit that like they're afraid
Well, I
of.
mean,
And
it was 4 years of hell for me.
Yeah,
So overcoming that, because I mean, like, it wasn't just like the throat closing up thing. I go to bed and my stomach would like just be roaring and hurting, and like I
Oh,
could
it'd be
feel,
easy.
I could feel myself just eating myself, you know, and it was painful to go through. It was like, and I think in some ways it might have even like stunted my growth, because I mean, you see like my brother and my like dad and sister and stuff, they're all tall as shit, and you know, I'm like the shorter one of them, you know, even though
Of the
I'm
tall
tall,
people.
yeah,
Yeah,
even
I
though I'm
mean, it might have, but like if your growth is gonna get stunted, it's gonna get really stunted. It's
Yeah.
not gonna like kind of stunt you. I don't think. I think that most of the time, if you get like if your growth gets stunted, like you don't grow much at all. Not like as much as everyone else.
Yeah.
That just might have been one of those roll of the dice
Well,
things.
I mean, yeah, but like either way, like that's why whenever I see people suffering with like depression or anxiety, like, you know, I tell them like, you are your own worst enemy when it comes to stuff like that. It's all about controlling your mind and your thoughts and how you see the world. Because it wasn't just like the anxiety and stuff. It's ritualistic stuff that you do. Like, because it was weird. Mine was like, I had OCD a little bit too.
Yeah.
Like, I would have to turn lights off a certain amount of times, or I would have to like
I had that when I was
sit down
like a
a
teenager.
certain amount of times, or else things just wouldn't be okay. You know what I mean? Or I would be like, somebody's gonna die because I'm not doing this thing.
I used to have to twist the doorknob like a bunch.
Yeah.
That was like a big one. Like anything that I like would grab,
Yeah.
like to leave or enter a room, that was like not just the door. Like if I was gonna like cut on a light switch, stuff like that, stuff to prepare myself for being in a place. That was my like I had OCD like that until I was around 18.
I was
I
a
started
slave.
to kind of fade away from it.
I was a slave to switches and doorknobs, and there was like no justifiable reason.
Yeah.
And like it's so like weird looking back on it now, because you're like, in hindsight, you're like, what's that gonna fucking do? You know what I mean? Like,
Nothing.
like turning a doorknob 3 times isn't gonna like save somebody's life. You know?
Exactly.
It's if anything, like it makes you not enjoy every aspect of life. And now that I'm like past that, and I've been past that for a while, I really want to take the time to enjoy life and like not be so held up by like the little things that I do, you know. And I wish I could. There's sometimes I see people suffering from the same stuff that I like have suffered from, and I'm like, I wish I could like just put what I've seen into your head and be so that way you could better understand it, you know. Because if you just tell somebody you're your own worst enemy, that sounds like the generic shit that like people tell you whenever you're going through that kind of stuff. I know, because like people would tell me the same shit too, but until you're like right there in those shoes and you have that moment of realization, I can do this, I can control myself and my mind, like you're not gonna get it.
Yeah. It's definitely a weird thing to talk about if you like, or to hear about if you've never experienced anything like it.
Exactly.
Like, and that makes it really hard for people to understand. Like the people who don't believe in, like the people who think that you're crazy.
Mhm.
You know, the people that would think like weird things about a person because of how they act. Like some people just don't understand because they've never been through it. It's almost like somebody who. I'm trying to think of a good example without sounding like an asshole. I'm not gonna say it. I think everyone can kind of understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a you know, stuff like that can be hard to understand.
Well, I don't think it's like one of those things where like, I don't want to say crazy because crazy isn't the right word, but in a way you are kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, there's
'cause
definitely.
I mean, like you think there's a correlation between like real life events and you turning on a light bulb. You know?
Yeah.
That's.
Well, it's not even about. For me, it wasn't a correlation. It wasn't me thinking it was going to do anything. It was just something It was an itch that needed scratching. It was like a. You know, like if you ever. You ever see like the dot on a whiteboard that doesn't get erased by the teacher, and it like fucking like your head starts to implode. You're like, like it itches almost. Like you gotta, like I would have to like start like scratching the underneath of my like fingernails. Like it would feel like nailing a chalkboard sensation for me. Like that's what OCD was for me. Where if I didn't twist the doorknob right or switch it back and forth enough times as I was entering or leaving a room or doing the light switch, or like I would go like 15 times in a row. Like I would have to go like
and it wears
like
you
if this
out,
is the
too.
tabletop, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would correspond for how many fingers were touching the table. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, and I would do that, and I'd have to, if I ever start the thing, I have to go to like 25. Like that would be my number. It was like 25 every time.
Mine was 10.
Yeah, and some people it's like weird little things, and for me it wasn't like I was like I need to do this or something's not gonna happen or something's gonna be wrong. It was like if I don't do this, I didn't fully do it, and now that itch is there in my brain that I have to scratch, and I have to finish doing this like motion. You know what I mean? At least for me.
Or this might be like a weird little thing, but like, you know, you'll be walking and you have to turn around and then you keep turning around. But like you feel like you get what I'm saying? Like you're walking and then like say somebody calls you, you have to turn around and like you keep on walking for whatever reason and then you turn all the way around 360. You know, for me it would have to be like I turn around and I have to turn back around like the same way I just turned around. Like I had to be like it was almost like there was
I get it. That wasn't me, but I see what you're saying and like the mental picture.
It was like
what messes you up.
There was a phone cord around you, and you had to like turn around the right way, or else it was going to be the phone cord was going to be messed up.
If you've never had your perspective challenged and you've lived in an echo chamber of sorts, it's hard to adapt your view and understand those other than you. That's
exactly. I
very
get that.
true.
I understand that. You know?
I put it in our notes just because I knew that we were going to keep reading a bunch or talking and like not seeing it. But Lacey said her mom was in a motorcycle accident where a deer jumped and landed in between her and her Lacey's stepdad on their motorcycle. She had a basilar skull fracture, same as Dale Jr. Her stepdad broke all his ribs, both arms and wrist, and had road rash that removed his tattoos.
Oh, God.
That's rough. I want tattoos. Subject change. I really want tattoos
too.
Like, do you know where you want them?
Yeah, I want an anchor right here.
Why an anchor?
I like sea stuff, and I like
boats.
I like nautical stuff, and like I like anchors. Like you know, it's a symbolic for like something that like keeps you grounded. You know?
I think. That...
I also want mom on this side, so that way I can go like, wow, you know, when I get ripped.
Wow. I have a really bad feeling that I'm going to get addicted to getting tattoos.
Well, I'm getting one whenever quarantine's over, because I promised myself I would get one this year for my birthday. And, like, then quarantine fucking happened, and I haven't been able to go get one.
Charlie's going to get Live, Laugh, Love on his neck.
Yeah, I can
right.
see that. Or you can get, like, what's his name from Gravity Falls? Like, chin, neck, head.
Put a tattoo where all my, like, everything is. I want a tattoo above my groin that says Property of Jokes.
Yes! Yeah!
Jesus.
Hey, Cope. Says Beezy. Beezy, what's up? I saw Beezy say hello, and I was in the midst of telling my story. And I didn't get to say hey. But hey, BC.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a really good one. I'm gonna be that guy that gets his first tattoo and like means something and shit, and then I'm gonna go and be like, I want a giraffe, like whatever the most that you could cover is, like I want that tattoo. Like I'm just gonna be that guy that just wants a fucking ass load of tattoo.
You know what you should get? You should get simp, but right here.
You're so annoying. Did the letter ever make it to... Yes, we showed it on the last podcast.
Yes. We didn't show your address though.
We got them. We haven't used them yet because one, we're like, we only have two. We were gonna ask you, like, how hard it is to make these because I'm low key thinking about just ordering like 50 or 60 from you.
Honestly, right?
Like actually, not hard at all. I will pay you however much the stickers cost to make.
I'll pay two orders of 50.
There you go. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. I would
I'll give you $5.
Like, we don't even want to use them because we only have, like, those, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want to use them yet because, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to stick it in one place and then never use it again.
We'll just stick it all over, like, our town.
Yeah. Shirts off pocket. I don't even know how much that would cost me. I'd need to price the vinyl and transfer tape out.
That's alright. Just give us
That's
a
fine.
price and we'll,
Even
like...
with the pussy part on there. If this lady running a fucking sweatshop... She makes stickers, Copenhagen.
Yeah.
I hope you don't get those tacky Hawaiian tattoos. First of all,
What's
they're not
the
tacky.
Are you
They're
talking
tribal
about
and
the-
they're awesome.
Dude,
Tribal
but, like,
tattoos.
that's just disrespectful to the tribe, though.
It's
If
not.
you're not part of the tribe, why would you
I mean,
get a
you
tribal
don't-
tattoo?
Do you know what? You didn't just say that.
I did just say that.
To be fair, what? Tacky Hawaiian tattoos.
They are tacky.
They're not tacky.
They're tacky. They're not tacky on the rock.
Those were
because
the
he's
only ones I
tribal.
made. Everything else has been shit at home for myself. Like my shirts, I've never actually sold anything.
Bro, we'll buy them
we
from
will buy
you.
them
Yeah.
from you. What?
Just, alright, we want 50 stickers, 50 shirts.
Hold on. We don't know how much any
No,
of
we're
this
talking
costs.
about me. I'll pay whatever she
Okay,
wants.
fine.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
Just
yeah,
hit me up on Twitter whenever you get a price, and I'll get you back.
Wait. Shirts now too.
yes, shirts too.
Shirts are expensive, Creighton. 50
Yeah.
shirts is a lot of money.
Okay,
Probably.
okay.
Creighton stonks. Listen, I just want the stickers. I
want
want
stickers
like a
and
bunch.
shirts.
If we hold on. Okay, so look, BZ. If we do this, if we do the stickers, I want this one. I like this one a lot. I want it to be this one, but
Yeah,
I want
I like that
I
one.
want it to be a little bit longer and have like in little letters the Twitch link at the bottom.
Oh,
Like the
that
channel?
too. Yeah,
So,
and our Twitters.
so that we can't and whatever. Well, if they look at the Twitch, they'll see our Twitters. I don't want to fucking put our whole profile. The Twitch is what we're.
Copenhagen.
Creighton is getting reckless with that stimulus check. Can I get a scarf? Yeah, I'm just glad you like them. Well, I don't want profile stickers.
Yeah,
That's
well,
dumb.
look, show me your concepts, and I'll let you know what I want on a shirt. And stuff.
Well, like
just
it's
hit
like
me up on Twitter, okay?
the thing is, we're not the Shirts Off podcast on anywhere other than like the title of our thing, you know.
Yeah.
So like, no one's gonna see. They're gonna see Shirts
Do
Off
you want us
podcast
to
and
start-
not know what it is. So what I kind of want is like, I want a sticker that looks just like this, except in like 1/5 the font size. Have our Twitch thing at the bottom, so if someone really wants to find out, they can. And then come watch, and like I just want to tag up the city, bro,
Yeah.
with Shirts Off podcast, cracking jokes and eating pussy. That's fucking awesome. I love this.
Right? It's awesome. But yeah, BC, hit me up on Twitter, you know. Creighton, you need to get a
Bet.
big ass sticker and
Charlie
put it on
sounds
the
like a
back
middle
of your
school
truck.
girl stickers. It's cool, dude. Wait till you build something.
Thank
Wait till
you,
you're
BZ.
40
Thank you,
episodes
BZ.
deep, Snipes. Wait till you decide to do something like this, and you get 40 episodes
Yeah.
deep, and
we
somebody
already have
makes you a
somebody
sticker.
making decals.
Like we have a well, you can't. Don't say it like that. But like
No, it just mean
the
fan
fact
art.
that-
I mean
the,
fan
yeah,
art.
the fact that there's a
Yeah.
thing that a friend of mine made because like she thought it was funny and sent it to me, and now I have a piece
Yeah.
of something from this thing I've created. You know, this crazy thing.
Yeah.
It's
That
so
we did.
yeah, we
created.
did this.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, like it's
Yeah.
the weirdest shit, but it's like the coolest, most
meta. It's
rewarding.
meta as
It's not
fuck.
meta.
It's
It's not
meta.
meta. It's not a meta. You won't know what
Talking
meta
about the
means.
Shirts Off podcast on the Shirts Off podcast.
That's not
meta.
That's not very meta. It's a
pretty
little.
meta.
It's a little different.
You're sucking your own dicks, and that's what we should do.
So every NFL cast is meta.
Yes, absolutely.
Creighton, you need to get a big ass sticker and put it on the back of your truck.
We talked about that. The color scheme of the last sticker is all black, and my
We have
back
stickers,
window's
ladies and
tinted.
gentlemen. We made it.
Look,
I
so
get it,
my
I'm
back
just
window's
mean.
tinted, so it wouldn't show up because it's black later.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Holds up sticker.
We did it. We did it. But that's the only reason why I haven't put any on the back of my truck yet.
I want to also wait to use that one until we have like a legit podcast like studio or setup.
Yeah. Well, this is a studio of sorts.
I mean, it's my room.
Yeah, it's your room studio.
Like if you, me, Matt, and Quentin get a place, like we're gonna have like a podcast room. We're gonna have like a place for the podcast.
Yeah. Something with like foam all over.
Actually, you know, I say that it'll probably be wherever my room ends up being anyway because of the computer. Like I'm not gonna leave my computer
You gotta
in like
keep
a
your
separate
porn
place.
close to you.
I don't have porn on this computer.
Uh huh.
I don't have
Sure
porn on
you
any computer. All my porn's on my phone.
Uh-huh.
I'm not willing to put viruses on my computer. I am not ready for that.
Charlie, get a sticker as a tattoo. Oh, do that. Look at his
listen,
face. He was really
I'm
considering.
down to put shirts off podcast on my body. I'm not willing to put cracking jokes and eating pussy on
Why
my body.
not?
Only like that's like a 5 years into the marriage tattoo where I know she's cool. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you got to be 5 years into this with me?
That's not what that means.
You heard
I
them.
mean,
You heard them, folks. We
that's
gotta
not what I
get
mean.
5
I'm
years
saying
into
I'm
this.
saying that if I ever meet a girl who's not cool with like certain words or certain things as look, if I'm not gonna meet a woman and be with her if she doesn't like any tattoos, but I'm not gonna get something so profane.
Oh wait! So you're just not gonna get a tattoo because it might kill your chances with the ladies?
Not that it would kill my chance. Like again, it would have to be something she's cool with already. I don't want to have that on me already going into something.
Why?
Because one,
Cracking
I'll never be able
jokes?
to get a
Dude, that's like an advertisement right there. You're gonna crack
Cracking
jokes
jokes?
and eat her pussy.
Yes, true. Again, this is the kind of thing that I would be cool with if she was also cool with. I'd have to wait to be sure.
Wait. So you're letting this girl run your life and she's not even in your life yet?
Not run my life.
She's running your life,
Simply,
bro. You're a simp.
I'm simply being
You're even saying
respectful.
simp. You're saying simply being respectful.
Are we
You're
about
a
to do
simp.
that every time you? Okay. We'll play that game.
we
Hey
never
Siri,
talked
set
about
timer for 5 years.
Ever
watch porn with
said
me?
simp.
Start the timer 5 years from now. Look, I'm down to get a tattoo anyway. I question a female who would not approve of eating pussy. It's not.
Yep,
It's
yep.
not the not eating pussy. It's the fact that it's on my body. Like having
What,
a
her
tattoo
pussy?
that says eating
Oh.
pussy. Like you're definitely looked at as a different kind of
Are you?
person. Yes.
Well, where would it be at? Because like you get it on your back, and I feel like that's passable because
Well,
nobody's
yeah,
ever
no one's ever
that.
gonna see that, but like you have to be careful. Like you can't have it too low on your back because then your shirt could come up a little bit, and like all they have to catch is pussy, and it's like wait, you know what I mean? If they see pussy on your back at all,
People are
like
calling you a
like
pussy.
even if like imagine I'm at work, imagine I get a real job for some reason. I'm at work and I'm pulling my jacket, my hoodie off, and my shirt comes up just enough to see pussy, like what, or eating pussy, you know, like what? Like no, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like what if my boss sees it? What if I'm working at like a retail place and like an 18 or 19-year-old girl's working there and sees it? Oh my god, here comes HR. Like it's crazy.
No, how
Like,
would that be? Here comes HR. You're not saying it to her. You're not like going
You
to walk up to
obviously
her and
you,
be like,
you haven't dealt
I'm
with this
gonna
kind
eat
of
your
thing
pussy.
yet.
I
People don't
have.
like people. You can't even get a job if you have tattoos that are visible.
Yeah, you can.
No,
we
they're-
hire people with tattoos. all
I'm
the
not
time.
saying anywhere. I'm saying lots of places you're not even allowed to have tattoos
Oh my
visible
God.
to get a job.
That's okay. I get
It
where
is
you're coming
ridiculous.
from.
No, I agree that it's dumb. But what I'm saying is,
Well,
let alone
just get it on your ass cheek. That way, like it'll be a while before she sees it. You guys can have a conversation about it, and you don't have to worry about anybody else seeing it because you're not flashing your ass to everybody.
listen. First of all, you don't know what I do. Second of all, I go to Walmart every day and flash my
Are
ass.
you mooning people at Walmart?
That's all I do. I sit in the paper towels and I just.
Oh, you blend in, huh?
I blend in, yeah, because I'm so pasty. I hide in the paper towels and I just have my ass showing, and they think
Somebody
that
gives
they
a
think
reach.
that it's because I'm so skinny. They think that it's 2 rolls. In reality, it's the top of my legs and the top of my ass, and it looks like 2 paper towel rolls next to each other. That is getting phased out, by the way. People don't really care about tats anymore. I know, but like the thing, you say that, but there's still a lot of people.
There
At the
are.
sheriff's office, you cannot. You have to hide them if you have them. If you can hide them, if you can't hide them, well, yeah. It is, but there's still a stigma. Wait,
Wait, what did Nick say?
if you're not flashing your ass to everybody, are you even living? See, that's how I see it.
We never talked about the definition of simp, by the way.
Oh, I mean,
You were talking about wanting to talk about that yesterday.
so while that's true, we need to be careful with this whole conversation. Me and Creighton were discussing a person that will not be named.
No, never.
Nothing about this person
No.
or who they're affiliated with will be named. But I don't want to do this. I'm afraid.
No, I just
you
wanna talk
you
about-
describe the thing you're. No, because even then it's like a
Well,
little.
okay, so let me tell you how the conversation started.
Be careful.
No, I'm being very, very careful. So Savannah.
Don't mention how you are connected to any of these
I'm
people.
not, I'm
okay,
not, I'm
okay,
not,
that's
I'm
all. That's all.
telling
That's
a
the last
whole
thing. Go ahead.
different thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so Savannah and I were talking the other day about that person, and I called the person a simp, and Savannah goes, "What's a simp?" And I like had to stop myself for a minute because I was like,
Wait, I can
"Wait
hear
a
it.
minute."
Wait, what's a simp?
Yeah.
That's how she say it.
Well, we were talking over text or whatever, which I wish we had been talking in person.
Creighton is def gonna fuck this up.
But I was like, wait a minute, what is like the word by word definition for a simp? Because it's one of those things like where I know it when I see it, but I can't put it into words.
Yeah.
So I
You put it into words and it was great.
Yeah, well, I loosely described it to her. I was like, it's basically somebody who'll do anything for a girl who's never gonna put out.
That's a pretty good
And
definition.
And
Also-
yes, absolutely. That's
Almonds?
huge.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude, I love almonds. Anyways, oh fuck, damn it, I bumped my laptop. But Savannah goes, like, are you sure that's like the definition? I was like, you know what, I'm gonna check. And so I went into our Cyclops Daddy Discord and directly messaged Chris. And was like, hey, what's a simp?
You gotta stop saying that Discord by name. You have no idea how many Discord DMs I get saying, "Can I be in Cyclops?" From names I don't even recognize. That's the crazy part. Go ahead.
Send them our way. But anyways, he sent me this photo from Urban Dictionary.
Who
And
did?
It's Chris. After kind of describing it to me, and I'm gonna read it to stream now. A simp, a man that puts himself in a subservient/submissive position under a woman in hopes of winning them over, without the female bringing anything to the table. A man that puts too much value on a female for no reason. A man that prides himself with chivalry.
In hopes of getting sexual gratification for women.
A square with no
Form
game.
women. It's from women. Urban
A
Dictionary.
square with no game other than rolling out the red carpet for every female. The perfect
A
example of
square with no game. Hold on. Let me read them as Chris.
Okay.
A square with no game. A square with no game other than rolling out the red carpet for every female. The perfect example of a simp man would be the role Eddie Murphy played in the movie Norbit. The role of Kevin James in the show King of Queens. A yes dear man simp. Is there a? Please tell me there's a sentence.
Is there a picture?
Oh wait, those are all words. Okay, the actual definition is a man who puts the hoes before the bros. Ben is a major simp for ditching us for those hoes.
Yep.
This is the greatest.
But that perfectly fits the person we were talking
Someone
about.
who will say anything to please someone, particularly a girl, in the hopes that they will be in good favor with that person. Thomas Andrew Dawson from Long Island, New York, is the biggest simp on planet Earth. What? Guy 1. Yo, why is Micah always being a simp towards Anna? Guy 2. Because he hasn't got play in over 2 months and he will do anything for it.
Hey, Copenhagen said, is Chris a 1930s mafioso? Or
Mafioso.
Mafioso?
The mafia guy. No, Chris is a dark, very, very dark, like deep. His voice is the definition of dark chocolate to me. His voice sounds like what I imagine dark chocolate if it can walk.
David's dark chocolate.
No, David's just really dark black. that's not what David. David's voice is pretty high pitched for. If you see David, you do not expect David's voice. He'd be like, "Hey, how's it going?" You know, like it's too quick and like high pitched.
Well, I'd blame that.
You would expect the opposite voices from
You
those
think
guys.
so?
I would, if I saw them for the first time.
Kristen said try the soy sauce wasabi almonds, which I do have in my truck if you want to try those.
No,
Why not?
I hate wasabi. I hate wasabi.
But what if they're good?
I'll never know. That's all there is to that. Listen here, see.
Oh wait, since we're talking about mobsters, do you want to talk about like the?
You explain your knowledge of Al Capone to me now that you have it.
Oh, okay. So
Go ham.
basically, look,
I know you want to talk about it.
I watched. I watched the trailer for that movie again, and I was like, "Oh, this looks so cool."
Sorry, real fast, Philly. I don't edit I don't edit the YouTube at all. I literally take.
But if you were going to, you'd use After Effects, right? Or not
No,
After Effects.
Adobe Premiere.
Adobe Premiere.
I have
Yeah.
Adobe Premiere. I don't edit the videos at all. Everything you see on screen for the stream is through OBS, Open Broadcast software. That's how I stream. I have the stream, when I click stream, like start streaming, it immediately starts recording along with it. And I just have that file in my computer, so I go to upload video and just pull the file right into upload video, and it sends everything that the stream was. All the YouTube videos are literally these streams.
Absolutely.
Like me talking to chat, everything, the whole thing. So I'm not editing these at all. Open Broadcast System, or Open Broadcast System, yeah, OBS, the streaming software I use is what has, your name and Alim's name and our Twitters and our cameras and all that. I'm getting buzzed, boys. I might need an adult soon.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But
Al Capone.
So I watched that Capone trailer again, and I was like, "Oh, this looks so good. I want to look up the history of Al Capone real quick." So I watched a YouTube video on it because, like, I like documentaries and shit like that. I do. I learn way more from documentaries than I would like sitting down and reading, which is probably not a good thing. But like, I look at a bunch of different documentaries, so I'm not getting like just one perspective, you know. But I watched I can't remember what the YouTube channel is called, but it was a history channel. It was a whole history channel like movie thing, episode of this thing called Biography. Like the History Channel presents biographies or whatever, and it was like a really old, like VHS copy of this Al Capone story or whatever. And I watched the whole damn thing. Like I was hooked the whole time. Biography, a great show by the way. I'm gonna watch more of those. But anyways,
Biography of the channel.
Biography, the show that was on History Channel.
They're like
back when History Channel was actually History Channel, not
Yeah.
like all these reality shows.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Okay, I remember that. Dude, you're right. That show was all of them. They would just profile celebrities every once in a while.
Yeah, and
they did Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, it was really awesome. Like they would do actual
Where can you
historical
watch that?
shit, huh? It's on YouTube, like full episodes of these.
Man.
You should check it out. I'll send you a link if you want me to whatever channel it was on. Anyways, so I've learned basically that Al Capone was about 18 when he got his scars on his face. And what it was he was hit on his other mob boss's sister.
Oh no.
And he came up to the mob boss sister and was like, "Hey honey, I think you got a nice ass."
And she shot
And
him.
the brother whips out a knife and slashes his face like 3 times.
Mm.
Like on the neck, right here, and right here. And I think he had to have like 30-something stitches like to close it all up. And he was always embarrassed by the scars. So he kept the scars for the rest of his life. And always wanted to have his picture taken on this side as opposed to the scar side. Even though people called him Scarface and stuff. But he really wanted his name to be Snorky, which at the time was like a term for fancy dresser. It was kind of like saying you got somebody has swag today. You know? But that's what he wanted his nickname to be. And I had heard that story somewhere before, but I didn't hear the details. That's like what that meant at the time. But somebody else had said there was a later part in his life when his mind started to go. And I was like, that's not true, you know. But anyways, so fast forward a couple of years. He becomes in charge of the whole head of the Chicago mob, or like a large part of it, when he's only 25 years old. Like a very young age. And it's
when he's got balls. He's still got his balls then.
Yeah, well,
a lot of mobsters started young in terms of like when they were leaders,
Mhm.
because they still had the fucking energy and the like ridiculous mindset of like I'll do whatever the fuck it takes and
yeah.
I'll go kill 18 people in a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but
all
he
that.
never really wanted to do like the dirty work. He always wanted to be seen as like the smart businessman, you know, rather as opposed to like this horrible person. Because he was running a lot. He basically was a CEO of all this industry. I mean, this guy was pulling down, like, I want to say, they had a figure. It was like $123 million a year in the 30s, which was like fucking
Like legally or illegally?
illegally. But
Yeah.
like on paper, at least like estimate is like 23 million a year. Like, you know, and for the 30s during the Great Depression, oh my fucking god, that's like
That's a lot.
dude was like what would be a billionaire nowadays,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, he was still nothing compared to a lot of people.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
back then.
absolutely.
There were still people that were always like ridiculous rich.
Oh yeah,
like that.
but I mean, like for somebody who was like a self-made person. Oh, and another thing, he was born in Brooklyn. He wasn't born in Chicago,
Mhm.
and he went to speech therapy and had his accent like completely removed, so that way you couldn't really tell where he was from. And he was really well educated and smart. He went to his parents had migrated here. They were first. He was like a first generation American in his family, and they were like a quiet family. You know, they didn't have like a lot of money, but they weren't hurting either. You know,
You can basically guarantee that any big mobster, cartel runner, like these big bad men of the last 200 years, anyone who gets that successful is going to be a fairly smart. Even like the Osama
yeah.
bin Ladens of the world. Like, to run an organization or a network that big, like, you have to be a pretty
oh yeah,
smart. People always have these like evil ideas of like he's probably this just evil, sad old man. Well, most of the time they're probably fucking geniuses
oh yeah,
that just have a weird ideology.
exactly. And that's basically what it was here. Like I mean, he
Good night,
was
Matt.
He was
Before
and
Matt
it's
sleeps,
hell-
he's going to bed
Oh,
right now.
Good night, Matt.
He said, that guy's got some swank. That guy's got some snork. And I was waiting to read them, but he's leaving. I love you, Matt. Good night, dude.
Love you, Matt. But anyways, he was on. He was running like an enterprise basically, you know what I mean, and running basically all the Chicago underground, and he was taking out mobsters left and right and everything. Well, of course, it all eventually caught up to him because the government got him on not doing his taxes. But he wasn't like the first one they got. They got a couple of his lieutenants first on not doing their taxes and everything. And what it was they had to find these ledgers that they had like secretly coded and stuff, so that way they could keep track of everything. Then the IRS had to backtrack and decode them, and then like be like, all right, this is what he made here, this is where this is going, and basically track down and decode all these things to be able to be like, yes, he was making this much money at this time, and this is like what we're gonna say that he didn't file taxes for. And I mean, they say like the real heroes that brought him in, like the gangster squad or whatever that was up there that brought him in, it was actually the IRS people that that was a team that went through and dug through all the paperwork to get him arrested. And he spent he got fucking 10 years in prison. And nobody thought, because that's the most anybody has ever been charged with, dodging the IRS is 10 years. And he got 10 years in prison.
It's because they knew he was up to other shit, too.
Yeah, and when he finally... It's kind of like how they got Joe Exotic, even though they say they got him with the loose evidence of, the hiring the hitman thing, they also got him for animal abuse and all this other stuff. So it was a bunch of shit tacked on to add to his sentence. But anyways, he ended up... While he was in prison, he got diagnosed with syphilis. And he had it since he was 18. And, it just never, said anything about it. Never got treated for it or nothing. And by the time he came out of prison, the syphilis had, pretty much spread to his brain and everything. So he was really starting to, go mentally. And he spent out, the rest of his years, in Miami. Just basically in this really nice house with his family and everything. And just, died, suffering, not even really knowing who he was, you know? Allegedly, but I mean, they say, by the time they ran all these tests on him and everything, and he was he had the IQ of an 8-year-old when he was close to death, and he died in 48. He was only 47 years old at the time of his death. But he moved around a lot when he was in prison, and he conducted a lot of his business because he went to prison for a year or so, right? When he was 24. Right before he really became big in the mob, and was running his business from the jail there. But, when they shipped him to Alcatraz and all these other high security places, he couldn't do it there. And the mob just fell apart without it. I mean, there was other lieutenants that took over for him, but it was nothing like it was when he was there.
You got a genius running the operation. It's hard to fix that.
Oh, yeah. And he would have his picture taken in a newspaper. If something happened, somebody, said that he had done something, the dude would call a press conference and be like, how could I do that? I didn't do that. I'm a nice guy, you know? And he would do shit. There was this one guy that told a story about, how he was at a horse race. He was only, 5 years old. And Al Capone walks up to him and he sticks, ticket in his pocket and says, you see that horse number 6? He's gonna win, you know? We'll bet, this amount of money on that or whatever. And dude won $300, in, the 30s, which is, a lot of money.
It's probably closer to... Figure it out.
Yeah, let's figure that out.
Let's just say it was 35.
Okay.
How much was 300?
No, he said it was 300 though.
What?
The dude said it was 300, in 1930s money.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying how much was $300 in the 30s worth today?
Oh.
And why is that such an... In 1930... I'll say 33. With... 319 is the equivalent in purchasing power to $6,000 in 2020. Jesus. That is bananas.
To a 5-year-old. But I mean, he would do shit like that all the time.
I would love to stick my tongue inside a lady biscuit. You should do it, Bo. Oh, well. Hey, Jesse. How you doing? Do not risk it for the lady biscuit. Risk it, Flint. Me too, Jesse. Now, do I delete? Do I time you out? Neither, Tim. These are our friends. I mean, you can time out, If you can figure out how to time out Snipes, I'll give you
Tim
a prize.
said both.
Both. Ugh, Charlie. Come on, Tim. Chill the fuck out there, Tim. Oh no.
I want Creighton's opinion.
Ah. He said the quarantine's got him horny and he wants to like shoot a shot or something or another.
Shoot your shot, man. Just don't do like anything rapey.
No way, really? Is that your advice? Don't do anything rapey?
Yeah. Be respectful, man. Women deserve
Shut up,
respect.
Copenhagen.
Hello, Marina.
Hello, Marina.
You just missed the Al Capone talk,
We did have an Al Capone talk.
which is like weirdly long.
Did you ever hear about the Al Capone vault that they went to open? Did you ever watch that?
No.
Dude, there was this investigative reporter who found Al Capone's vault, and he wanted to. It's so
What
great.
do you want to do?
It's so great, bro. Hold on, I'm so excited. So this guy, he like went to this crazy. He went to this insane extent to like. He said he found the vault, but he didn't want to open it. He said, "I want to film us opening it live on TV. It'll be the biggest thing in television history." So he talks to all these people. He confirms that it was Al Capone's vault somehow. Like that is where Al Capone would store shit. And he convinces the news to take him and film him doing it. They go down there. He opens the vault and it's empty.
Wow.
And it was like months, and they had been hyping it up for like months and months on TV, and like he was staying faithful to
When
not
was that?
opening it, huh?
When was that?
I want to say like the 80s or 90s.
Wow.
It was.
So, like, what was his reaction?
He was devastated, dude. He like the look of.
You have video of it?
Yeah, it's online. I don't want to watch it. It's
Yeah.
it's like news footage. I don't know if like we could show it. It was Geraldo. There you go.
Geraldo.
Rivera, Geraldo Rivera. They too young. Yeah, we're young, bro. These kids. Oh my God. We're sorry, bro. We're sorry we were born after you. We're sorry we were born 40
No, it's
years
okay.
after you guys hit your fucking puberty.
It's okay, dude. Like, we'll outlive them.
That's true. Probably. I don't know. Jesse's pretty ageless. You look at him and you're like, man, is he 15?
Let me
Is
see
he
a picture of
59?
Jesse.
No. I think
What
news
did you say
footage is
no
free of
for?
copyright. Is it? Was that public domain? Is news public domain?
Yeah, news public's domain, for sure.
I don't die. Exactly. Hold on.
People put YouTube videos of the news up online all the time.
Phone is volt. Excuse me.
That's from 7 years ago.
Come on. Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely from the 80s. Look at that mustache.
Hold on. I'm trying to. I don't want to watch like a super long one.
Just skip to them opening the vault. You got me doing it now. You're saying vault.
Open the vault on live international television.
I'm Geraldo Rivera, and you're about to witness a live television event. A massive concrete vault has been discovered. Some think it belonged to none other than the notorious Al Capone. Well,
So he
tonight,
didn't
for
confirm.
the first
I guess he
time,
didn't.
that
I
vault
was
is
definitely
live.
misremembering it and
Well,
just
what
filling it
happened
in with
that
my
night
own
20
words.
years ago made pop cultural history and made me the punchline of a million jokes, some of which are still being told. Today, for the first time since it aired in April 1986, here's a portion of the secrets of Al Capone's vaults.
Now, what, if anything, that vault contains, we don't know. This is an adventure you and I are going to be taking together.
But when all was said and done, all I'd found was an old stop sign and a couple of empty gin bottles.
It seems, at least up to now that we've struck out with the vault, I'm disappointed about that, as I'm sure you are.
Then I swallowed my pride and kept my word.
I promised all the critics that if we didn't find anything, I'd sing a song. So, Chicago, that Hovland town. All right, I'm going.
He was so mad. He sang that much of it and then left. I'm probably wrong though. Wait.
GG's got shit on by Al Capone? What does that mean?
What?
GG's got shit on by Al Capone.
There was nothing there.
No, what?
GG's got shit on by Al Capone. Is what she said.
GG.
GG. You.
Oh, is that like a gamer thing? Like good game? Got shit on by Al Capone? Oh, yeah. Okay, I was making sure shit changes. I don't know if GG means the same thing. It did.
I only have 20 years left, says Jesse. I can't wait to be rid of all of you after I die.
That sounds like
Sorry,
something
I
Ron
can't take
Swanson
it
would
too
say.
literally. It really does sound like something he would say. My favorite line in that whole fucking show is when he goes to Home Depot and is just like, "Hey, can I help you with anything?" And he goes, "I know more than you." And he's like, "Okay." And he just walks away. It's so fucking good. Oh, and I am the boomer. Yeah, you're the boomer, bro. Look, Creighton's just like doesn't have internet.
What?
That's all that is.
What do you mean?
Creighton just isn't as internet as we are. We are more internet than him.
Oh, I guess.
Al Capone trolling Joel Rivera from the grave.
You think he put all that together thinking somebody's gonna try to open this vault
No.
and there ain't shit gonna be in there?
Nah,
You don't think so?
I doubt it. I can't wait to be rid of. Oh, I already read that. I hate when I double read things, bro. Shaking my head. Imagine getting egoed by Tim. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, Tim. Big boomer energy.
I've never gotten ego by Tim. I've always thought Tim was pretty humble.
So, Kim Jong-un lost his gulag or not? Oh, shit. Oh, just another day, another dollar.
I wonder how much money though. Like, wait, shut up, Charlie. Do your fucking podcast, you dumb stupid idiot. That's a good one. That's a good response. I like that response.
Who would win, Hitler or Capone in the gulag? What, Tim? What? What happened? Tim, I'm gonna pay you $100 to fuck off. What's your PayPal? Speaking of Hitler, Charlie boy, you need to watch Hunters. You're not the only. Like I've had like 4 people say to watch
somebody
it too.
told us to watch Hunters. You
While
remember
the
that?
host on his phone.
I think you told me to watch Hunters.
It was not me. It was probably Chris in chat during a stream because he's told us more than once now.
Okay.
But I've been told by other people as well.
Sterling added me in the group chat, and I'm checking. Will there be PJ nudity? He said, and Smex. What's Smex? Is that sex?
What?
Smex?
What about Smack?
What is that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I
Well,
have
you
no
know
idea.
gamer talk. What's
I don't think that's a gamer talk. Smex doesn't
You
sound
said,
like,
yeah, I don't think that's a gamer talk.
It doesn't sound like gamer talk. I don't know
I
what
just said
Smex-
yes. I hope he comes.
Who? Wait, hold on. What happened?
Sterling.
What
Yeah, I
did he
saw
say?
that stuff. He was like, will there be PJ nudity? And will there be Smex? He might be trying to say snacks, but with the X.
Do you mean like come here or come to the stream?
Come to the stream, not
Oh.
here.
I was like, what is happening? I was like,
No,
I was
it's not
reading
come-
chat.
When is Sterling ever like going to drive an hour away from he lives just to be here?
I don't know.
He would never do that. We
Tim
haven't
is the
even an hour
sister of a
left.
Nick Merckx mod and the mom of a Nick Merckx trio. She has the combined ego of Chuck and Nico. She is a monster. That's accurate. Smex. What the fuck?
He
is
said
Smex?
Segoy in response to me saying yes.
Let me hold it. Let me hold it. What the fuck is he saying?
I don't know what's happening.
Marina, you've done something horrifying.
Look at that. That's the weirdest shit I've ever read. Right.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say okay.
New copy pasta? No, I think it should be a new copy pasta. I think it's a good idea.
What is some
The
Segoy
Tim
or
is a
Snake?
sister of a Nick Merckx mod and the mom of a Nick Merckx trio.
Yeah, that's that.
It was good. Not crazy about it. Kind of fucked up. Okay. But
I like it, Tim. I feel like it accurately
Marina. Tim doesn't like it.
No, I was telling Tim that I like it.
She doesn't like it.
No, I know, but I'm gonna get her on the side of liking.
Oh, well, it's
You
about
mean-
her. I don't think
I
she
know,
would like it.
Tim. Look, it accurately describes you in a very loving
Lisa
way.
bully Jeez.
Tim, I know you're humble. Charlie knows you're humble, but you can't go out there saying, I'm humble, I'm humble. You gotta be as humble as fuck, so that way people just know how humble you really are. You gotta be presumptuous.
God damn it. Copenhagen, can you talk to this guy for a second, please? I don't want to talk to him.
Marisa.
Just talk to him for me, please. I don't want to be the one to do it. Copenhagen, talk to Creighton.
It's
for a
all
minute.
about layers, Charlie. If you add
Charlie, I'm
layers,
sorry to talk business in your stream, but do you have any redstone? Come here, Creighton. I do not, I'm sorry.
what's up, Copenhagen? We're gonna go on a date.
Come here, Creighton. You know what? Actually, talk to Copenhagen.
Copenhagen, what's up?
Copenhagen, make a Discord. I have to talk to you. Like, download Discord on your phone or your computer or whatever. Get one. Join our fucking server. And I'm gonna have you on this podcast.
Ooh,
When I go to the
put him in
bathroom, you're the
Cyclops
one.
Daddy.
No.
Yes.
Hold on. Whenever I go use the bathroom or whenever I take my dog out, because I gotta take her out. She's mad at me.
Discord is how they get you, Copenhagen says. It is true. He's right. They got me.
Okay. Anyway, I need somebody to get on here and talk to Creighton while I'm gone.
I got added
you would
through
be
Discord.
perfect.
You know what I mean?
You got what?
And I never got added before.
You got what?
Added through Discord. I've never been added before. That's how they get you. They at you. You know? Like how you want to talk at somebody in Discord? Try to get together. Jesus. Come on. I thought you were a man of the internet. A man of the people's internet. Of the Soviet Union.
Hey Jesse, will you get in a call with me for a minute and talk to Creighton just so he can talk to you and it be entertaining? I would love that if you would do that. Please do that. Jesus, I hate Creighton. Okay, never mind. Does anybody want to get into this? Because I have to take my dog out, and that's going to be more than like 30 or 40 seconds. No.
Yeah, let me talk
No.
to Tim.
The last thing
I
I
want
need
to talk
is
to
you
Tim.
shit talking.
Let me talk to Tim.
You got to be presumptuous. Creighton, Joey. Literally anybody that I like other than...
Let Tim talk.
I'm out
please.
here trying to avoid them alphabet boys.
Please,
Damn.
please.
Is it my time? Oh, Chris, low key.
No. Oh,
First one to join a voice call in the Shirts Off podcast Discord. Except Tim. Wait, what do you want from me? Nothing, Tim.
I
Not
want
you.
to
Anyone
talk to
else?
Tim while you're outside
Relax,
with your
you're
dog.
screaming. Relax, you're so loud.
Well, I'm so
God, I
excited.
love
I
to
never
see
get
Tim
to
in
talk to
this.
Tim.
Oh, and there's Jesse. Okay.
Damn it.
Moving into the stream time.
Oh man, good night, Tim. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Charlie's
Jesse.
a dick. Hey, Jesse.
guys.
Hey.
There's Creighton. Creighton is okay. Just tell me when you're good. Tell us when we're loud
Hey,
enough.
Jesse.
Let me cut
Hey,
him up too for the
Jesse.
stream.
It feels like a party every day.
Hold on.
Hey,
Wait,
Jesse.
hold on.
Get it? It's like the theme song from that
Jesus
Disney
Christ.
show.
Jesse, have fun, bro. I gotta go. I'm gonna go let my dog out. Have a good time.
I feel like he really doesn't have to take a piss.
No, he doesn't. He's just taking his dog for a piss.
He just wants to leave.
I don't have. Yeah, my dog. I wouldn't do this if I had to take a piss. I would let you
Him-
guys
him-
suffer in
him-
silence for 30 seconds. But the problem is that my dog will take minutes
See,
and
like he
minutes. 'cause
keeps
she
coming
sucks.
up with
Evie, come on.
excuses. Oh, they said Jesse is low.
I cut him up.
You cut him up.
Yeah, I mean, is he? Hold on, is he still low?
You cut him
Can you hear me?
up.
I'm sorry, Evie. Give me 1 second.
the
Put
knife?
that down. You can't show knives
It's a
and
box
shit.
cutter. It's different.
He's good now. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Hello.
Creighton, what topic were you guys talking about?
We were
I
kind of
usually
like.
watch the stream on mute. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's pretty good reason to watch on mute.
Best way to
But
do it.
I don't know. We're kind of bouncing around from topic to topic. The last thing I remember was Al Capone, and then me saying that you have to be presumptuous in order to be humble.
Have to be presumptuous.
Yeah, like, you know, if you go around saying I'm humble, it comes off as not humble. But if you say like really selfish, like egotistical things, people start to think you're humble because, like, you know, you're not forcing the idea of you being humble down their throat. It's a subtle thing.
Oh my god. I
that's-
guess so.
That's like the last ridiculous thing I said. What do you want to talk about, Jesse? What's on your mind tonight for the Shirts Off podcast? You want to talk about politics? The
Yes, that
quarantine,
sounds
perhaps?
perfect. Yeah.
Have you
That
seen
one too.
Have you seen where they're protesting for the government to open up? Well,
Yes,
not
I
the
have.
government. What do you think of that? Do you think that we should open up? Do you think we need to take our time?
I think we should open up.
You think so? And why do you think that?
Yes. Because the disease tends to target old white people,
Mm-hmm.
and we need less of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. Look,
I'm tired of old white people.
well,
It's really boring.
That's the thing that I've noticed though. Like older people are like let's open it back up, and the younger generation are like no, I don't know, it might be dangerous. But like I was talking to my boss today about it, and she was like very much like yes, let's get it open back up, let's get the economy going again. Like, you know, people are out and about
Yeah.
anyway at the fucking grocery store. It's not like it's doing shit. And she's like, it's this bullshit thing where they're in between. And they need to either be like, we're going to shoot you if you come out of your house, or they just need to go ahead and open back up because people are not fucking staying inside. And I just was curious about like how other people feel it, because it seems to be like a hot topic right now. You know, for some reason, almost as if we've been on like quarantine for like a month or
People
something.
need something to grab, like just grab onto because their lives suck.
That's true. That's very, very fair.
I mean, people are always searching for something else because they're miserable.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think people are trying to make this into, like, a big, big thing, you know, where, like, oh, people are protesting. But as far as I've seen, like, nobody's really making progress to open up. I mean,
Now,
they've...
here's the real reason why I like protesting.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of protesting because I'm a huge fan of YouTube videos where cops shoot beanbags, tear gas, and tasers into people. So if it's for content, I'm a huge fan of protest. Especially if oh my god, canine attacks. Those are my favorite videos.
Have you seen the thing where they got, like, a sound gun now that, like, makes, like, this noise that hurts people?
Yeah, that's not fun. I mean, I like physical, like I like beanbags from like a 40mm grenade launcher to hit people. That's what I need in my life.
Jesse, have you had fun?
This was a blast.
We talked about all kinds of things.
I love you, dude. I'm gonna
You guys have a good one.
I'm gonna put you in that room with Chris so that he doesn't get mad at me for him not talking that. Well, he left anyway. Okay, sorry, Chris. Jesse hates you. Oh, I left
Dude,
that.
you know what we should
Very
do?
good. What's up?
Whenever you go pee, we should have, like, a 5-minute talk with Creighton. And then we'll just talk about whatever the fuck's on my mind.
We're just halfway. If either of us ever do, just have like a
Yeah.
like
It
have
was
a guest
cool.
spot
It was
on.
kind of like a call-in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's literally what it was as a
Yeah.
call-in. I hate all of you. I'm sorry, Chris. He beat you. I told you. First one in the call wins, and he beat
Nick
you.
said I'm offended in advance.
As a future old white person, I'm offended.
Jesse said, Nick said, Jesse, how does it feel to have a total poop written about someone lusting after your girl?
Evie's trying to play with
A
you.
total bop written about someone lusting after your girl. Oh, that's a good one.
That's pretty fun.
Jesse girl. Damn it! I had to read that when he was here.
Evie's trying to play with you. She's
Oh,
like,
hello.
she's like, oh, and now she hates you because you didn't
Hello.
acknowledge her. Yeah,
Oh,
well,
she's coming
Discord turned my fucking computer and my computer into a sloth the past few weeks for some reason. I don't think it's Discord, dude. I think you need to update your fucking drivers
What's the
or
driver?
your internet.
Who-
I'm not explaining what
I was
driver.
about to say he should have a license if he's a driver.
I love it. I have only heard that song a lot of times.
wait. Let's try
hold
to
on.
narrow down.
So there's 4,568,903,842 times.
And he's kept track of every time.
That's crazy. I don't think he's been alive that many seconds yet.
What makes you say that? You could look. You could play it from the beginning and then not finish it all the way through, and then like play it again. You know what I mean? It adds up, Charlie. The math's there.
I think that's impossible. Yeah, now I'm just curious because Creighton's an idiot and I want to figure it out.
It's the FBI listing it.
How many years is Paste?
Well, how
Wait.
old is Jesse?
We'll
He's
have to figure
like
this
60 something, right?
out. Seconds. Yeah, he's 72. Convert years to seconds. Here we go.
All right, type in 70
From
years.
years to seconds. Wait, no. Other way around. Other way around.
She's having a good time. I'm just
Wait, can I
petting.
do it?
Flint said, "Shut up, I'm drunk."
Okay, here we go.
That's all Christ.
Seconds to years. Okay, amount. Paste. Yeah, that many seconds is 144.7 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's about how long that song's been around too.
I hate you.
That was a song our grandparents' listened to.
I think that's impossible. Impossible.
Impossible.
Impossible. Shut up, I'm drunk.
I am
Impossible.
old. Are you cold though?
That's all.
Old and
Wait.
cold are not good because that means you might be dying. Have you ever heard that? Like, it's such a stereotypical thing for people to say when they're dying in a movie. They'll be like, "I'm cold."
Is it?
Kind of, yeah.
That's
I've heard it a lot.
stereotypical?
Yes, I've heard it a lot, especially in books too. They'll be like, "I felt the coldness come over
When,
me."
ooh, spoiler alert for, oh no, wait, I want you to watch, never mind.
What is it?
Nope.
What did you want?
No,
what
I
were
already,
you
I
gonna
already,
say?
I already, nope.
Was
I'm
it
gonna let you
Umbrella
guys all hate
Academy?
me for that one. No.
Oh.
It was a game.
We started
I
watching
did the
Umbrella
Charleston to Jesse's Girl in the Night.
Academy.
Yes, you old fuck. Yes, you did. You old motherfucker.
We should bring the Charleston back.
The 1920s was 100 years ago.
Yeah, that's why we should bring back the Charleston.
100 years.
It's coming around, bro.
The Roaring 20s, that thing we studied.
Yeah.
Like,
Now we get to study our
we're in
Roaring
it.
20s firsthand.
I mean, someone will one day.
Yeah.
We don't need to study it. We're fucking learning.
We're living it.
We're here.
We
but
start
we're
out in a
living through it.
good way, you know. We're having a crazy fucking year, and then April's been kind of chill so far. You know?
April has been kind of chill, but
No.
only because quarantine has like almost forced us to be chill.
Look, I think the world was just like, all right, we need to fucking slow down. Kobe's dead. Australia's on fire. Like, we need to take a break.
But what do? Plague them. They haven't had a good plague in a while. We'll plague them again. God, I want to lick those armpits. Oh well, there you go. Yeah, until Kim Jong Un dying causes a war. I don't know. Kobe over LeBron.
Well,
I
everybody
agree.
thought whenever Kim Jong Un's dad died,
Ill.
it was
Kim-
going to start a war.
Kim Jong
You remember?
Il? Wasn't
Kim
it
Jong
Il
Il or
that-
something?
Wasn't he the
Well,
one?
he was ill because he was dead. He got sick.
This is
and
the
he
new
died.
Roaring 20s, so let's just all day drink and be sluts.
Yes,
I
yes,
agree.
I agree with that.
I'm ready to be a slut.
Well, you already are a slut. You slut dragon.
No, bad sluts dragon. Dude, like 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks to the new episodes.
Oh, really?
I'm so excited.
Nice.
I'm so excited. 13 days.
13 reasons for the season.
I am doing that. Wait.
What?
Yeah, but there is no next in line. That's true. Well, look, dude, I don't think
No next in line what?
he'll probably, never mind, I won't say that shit.
What?
I feel like he's the kind of person that won't have the chance to do some crazy end of life, like, fuck all of you with my nuclear weapons. Like, his people or another rival government will probably take him out before it's all said and done.
You
with.
think so?
Yeah, I mean,
He's
I don't-
crazy.
he is crazy. I don't know.
But
I don't know.
Putin's also crazy, so...
They're all, bro, everyone's crazy. Anyone who thinks they can control a fucking country by themselves, like, the fact that we have a president is ridiculous.
Mhm.
Like, we should have a president of things.
Mhm.
Like, we should have, like, a council of, like, 30 people that run the country. And, like, one's the president of the general, the president of the military.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the presidents. We should have a president
Well,
of
the president,
agriculture.
in a way,
president
is the
of
arm of the
schools.
military. Did you know that?
Yes, but we should have, like, a president of... Imagine if we had a president of schools. Like, somebody that, like, actually...
Isn't that what a school board is?
No, that's a school board. I'm talking about, like, a legit one big... a person that... You, the president, who's supposed to run all of it. Run the country. Help with all this shit. Sign executive orders. Sign normal, documents. All this shit. I don't know. I'm
It's a
dumb.
lot of work.
If Kim Jong dies, doctors are killed. If Kim Jong lives, doctors are dead. Dies. Yeah, it's called Congress and the cabinet. I'm the Secretary of Education. Yes, I understand. But what I'm saying is that you have all these people, but, like, you have the one guy who's the leader. And it's like,
Why
it's
don't
a
we
lot.
just do like that thing we
for one
talked about
person.
before? Like, instead of it being like a popular vote, we have like educated people that get nominated by another.
Yeah, I know. There's all
And then we
kinds.
vote based off of
we're,
that.
we're a couple 20-year-olds, bro. We can have all the ideas we want, but we're never gonna sound that.
Oh yeah, well, it hasn't changed
It's
in
always gonna
200
sound
years. You know, almost 300 really.
More than 300.
No, it's 200. The country was first formed in 1776, right?
Yeah.
Then you got 18.
I guess I'm always thinking the fact that we've been over here this long.
Now we're getting to 200. We'll be in 200 in 2076 or 300. I mean in 2076.
Yeah.
We're not at 300 yet.
I guess
We
the
are,
people
like-
that made America have been around a lot longer.
We
like,
are
in
like,
terms of when the Revolutionary
I
War
think
happened
we're
and the
the
people that started
oldest
it.
like long-standing democracy.
Oh, democracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the longest?
I
What
think
a
we've
pose.
been like
There he is. What's up,
I think
Sterling?
we've been like the longest reigning democracy.
What is the longest running
Because before us,
democracy
it was all just queens, kings, and monarchies.
in history? World's oldest democracies.
Are we at the top of the list?
I don't know yet. It's still loading. You can see that.
I cannot.
Why would you ask?
I did not lock. Hey, Sterling's here. What's up, Sterling? I did promise nudity. I'm naked under this T-shirt.
That's true. I'm also
You
naked.
can
under
always
this-
see my
under this
nipple
tank
right
top.
here. It's a clear T-shirt. We just gotta spill some wine.
So they're claiming nuance.
What's
So it's not very easy, but apparently, okay. In terms of the ones that are like alive today, number one's America at 219. Switzerland is number 2 at 171. New Zealand at 162. Canada at 152. UK is 134, Luxembourg is 129, Belgium is 125, Netherlands is 122, Norway is 119, and Australia is 118. Using the specific criteria, but is there one that ever lasted longer than that is what I want to know, like in history that we know of.
It's gotta be us, right?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm not trying to be like
Iceland and the
biased to
Isle of
America.
Man both have interesting claims to democracy. Each has a parliamentary body that is over 1,000 years old, making them the longest-standing democratic institutions in the world. But Iceland only got its independence in 1944 from Denmark, and while it is self-governing, the Isle of Man is not a country.
Oh, okay.
Of course, when we're talking about democracy today, we're really talking about universal suffrage. New Zealand may have the best claim here. By 1893, the self-governing colony allowed all women and ethnicities to vote in elections. So what they're saying is it's kind of hard to figure out what we mean by democracy because there's a lot of nuance around what democracy is.
So if you're
'Cause
going
as
by
much
like
as
who all can vote and everything.
Yeah, because I mean, in terms of what
That
a
makes
real
sense.
democracy is, we've only been a real democracy
For like
70, 80
yeah,
years,
I would say
if that,
60,
you know. Like,
70 years. Because it really took off in like the 60s when people were like wanting everybody to have.
all right,
like,
Creighton, you
vote
promised me.
equal
Where
rights.
is that? I've been bamboozled. America, #1 in COVID cases and democracy. Sounds a lot like communism there, comrade.
Has Italy opened up back?
Seize the means of production. What?
Has Italy opened up back yet? Or
I
opened
doubt
back
it.
up yet?
1919 was women's suffrage.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like voting for everybody, not just women, but like minorities, you know, so on and so forth. First generation American immigrants, or people people that just immigrated here, you know. Our friend Juan just got his what's it called? Fuck, I forgot the name for it. Damn it, I feel bad. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, excuse me.
What's it called, Charlie?
What?
Whenever you go and you get his citizenship. Citizenship.
Citizenship.
He just got his citizenship.
Let's see. 1920, the amendment giving women the right to vote in 1920. The Indian Citizenship Act grants Native Americans citizenship and voting rights. That was in 24.
Someone get Creighton a weighted blanket. Thank you, Copenhagen. But Charlie fears me becoming more ripped than him, so he won't
Right.
get me a weighted blanket.
Bro, I got you in the gym. I'm trying to get you more ripped.
I know, but like
In 1964, the Federal Civil Rights Act is passed to ensure that all men and women aged 21 and older, regardless of race, religion, or education, have the right to vote. The 24th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution is ratified, eliminating poll taxes nationwide. That's cool. The Federal Voting Rights Act suspends literacy tests, registration, and voting rights are now federally enforced. In 2000, that was in 1965. In 2000, the Supreme Court decides the presidential election after a dubious ballot counting practices call into question Florida's electoral votes. That's okay. That's a different thing.
So really it doesn't matter because of the electoral college anyway.
That's not. Don't say that. That's not true. It definitely has a piece of it to play, but the voting still matters.
Well, then what is the electoral college? Because to this day, I really don't understand what that is or why we need it.
If I try and explain it, I'm gonna sound dumb because I don't know all
Explain
the words.
it to the best of your ability.
Hold on, I feel like we have enough old people in this chat that are smarter than me that will tell it for us. I'm reading the history of voting, Creighton.
We didn't become
In 1971, the 26th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution lowers the voting age to 18. In 75, the Federal Voting Rights Act is renewed for permanently banning literacy tests nationwide. Section 203 is added, requiring translated voting materials in areas with large numbers of citizens with limited English skills. And then 1984, the Federal Voting Accessibility for the Elderly and Handicapped Act requires polling places to be accessible to people with disabilities. And then 2009, Washington becomes the second state in the U.S. after Oregon to vote entirely by mail rather than in person at the polls. And today, about 4 million people are registered to vote in Washington. Roughly 68% of those are eligible. Damn.
Well, that was an interesting.
Learned a lot of shit just then. Creighton is at the How Do Airplanes Work stage of the podcast. Exactly.
So
we
do
didn't become a country in 1776. I learned that in one of my college classes. I just don't remember when it actually happened.
Well, we declared our independence in 1776.
Athenian democracy. What does that mean? Athenian.
Was that the democracy in Athens? Like the Greeks?
Athenian democracy developed around the 6th century BC in the Greek city-state of Athens, comprising the city of Athens and then surrounding territory in Attica is one of the Greek. I'm reading this horribly. Comprising the city of Athens and the surrounding territory of Attica is one of ancient Greek democracy, and is often described as the first known democracy in the world. So that was the first one.
But, like, as far as lasting ones. The
That's
first
what I'm
known
trying
one.
to see. I don't know. That might... Wait. I feel like it would say here if it ended. Is this technically saying that...
It's ongoing?
Potentially? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think that would be super
We'll type in
duper.
and asking if, like, Athenian democracy ended.
Still alive.
Oh, look at the Wikipedia.
I don't like Wikipedia.
Oh, look at ancient EU.
There we go. Another check.
Oh, History Channel, yeah.
Read the chat. Talk to chat while I do
Oh,
this. I
okay,
don't
I'm
want this to
sorry.
be
I was
fucking
reading.
boring.
Okay.
Greeks,
I'm
it is the
questioning
longest,
Charlie's
I believe, he
literacy.
says. I'm questioning Charlie's literacy. Bro,
Yeah, his literacy
sometimes it's
sucks.
great, sometimes it's awful.
Yeah. I just have, like, a lisp, so mine's always sounds shitty, but, like, I know what I'm saying. So most of the time. I went to college, damn it.
So did I.
For 2 years. And Charlie went for 1 semester.
We both dropped out.
Yeah. But I still technically have my, not bachelor's. What's the thing before bachelor's? Do you remember, Charlie?
I didn't get anything, Creighton. No, I do not.
What is
I
it? It's,
barely received credits.
Fuck, I don't know what it's called, but I have whatever the 2-year one is. Technically. Associates. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. I technically have my associate's degree. So I can be an associate anywhere I want to be. I can even associate.
In a democracy,
If I-
the Greek
if I so
historian
choose.
Herodotus wrote, "There is first that most splendid of virtues, equality before
Pog
the law."
from Nick. Huh?
What'd you say?
That's a big pog from Nick.
Yes.
Because
big pog.
he told me what the degree is.
In a democracy, the Greek historian Herodotus wrote, "There is first that most splendid of virtues, equality before the law." It was true that Cleisthenes, Democratia, that's a hard word, abolished the political distinctions between the Athenian aristocrats who had long monopolized the political decision-making process and the middle and working class people who made up the army and the navy, and those discontent, was the reason Cleisthenes introduced his reforms in the first place. However, the equality that Herodotus described was limited to a small segment of the Athenian population in ancient Greece. For example, in Athens in the middle of the 4th century, there were about 100,000 citizens. Athenian citizenship was limited to men and women whose parents had also been Athenian citizens. About 10,000 metoikoi, or resident foreigners, and 150,000 slaves. Out of all those people, only male citizens who were older than 18 were a part of the demos, meaning only about 40,000 people could participate in the democratic process. So, again, it's all got nuance. It's like, what is democracy? Is democracy everyone can vote, or that some people get to decide instead of 50 people, 40,000 people, but you're still talking about a country that has 1 million people. You know what I mean? Like, it's so, fluky what is considered what, and what's democracy, what is, still technically a monarchy, what is kind of a monarchy, what is not really democracy but considered democracy.
So basically, people are weird.
Yeah. I think if you want to judge it, I bet that Native Americans and Eskimos or people that lived in Nepal, in the Himalayas, I bet they all had what they considered democracy when there's only 40 of them. You know, it's hard to figure out what, like what a nation really is, like in terms, you know what I mean, in terms of the history of the world. Like, the idea of democracy has probably been around for fucking ever. But it's like one of those scary, like, we should do this, but are we ever going to? And it finally happened in the last few hundred years and worked out kind of well.
It's weird. Like, so, do you think democracy works on, like, a smaller scale? Or, like, do you think the bigger the scale, the more harder it is to do democracy?
Yes.
Yes to what?
Exactly.
It works.
I think it's very difficult to. The site had it the best way. It says, look, what is democracy? There's nuance to all of it. Whatever you consider democracy is, like, probably not exactly what democracy should be or should be now that we know certain things about people or whatever it is. You know, I mean, so many different weird things that aren't democracy could probably work in a democracy, and then vice versa. Things that were probably in democracy originally are probably not cool for democracy anymore. It's like, how can we be what a democracy is, like, when people in that democracy don't want to be democratic? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's this weird, not democratic, like, in the democracy rather. Like, 'cause there are people in America who want communism, like, who want to be communists and want this country to be a communist country. I'm gonna eat an ice cream sandwich and none of you can stop me. Darn. Most tribes are probably communists if you think about it. Most tribes are probably communists. Wait, what are you? Were, okay. They always shared stuff with each other. Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, look, communism, like, if you're in a group of 80 people out in the woods, communism's probably the best way to live. Mm-hmm. Communism works really well in that scenario. It's when you have fucking 800 million people that something like communism gets a little weird,
like a little scary.
Tricky,
And I noticed another thing, communism,
especially when someone's in charge of enforcing.
We've had this conversation before. Yeah, exactly. When somebody's enforcing, but, like, I feel like democracy is, like, the best thing that we've discovered so far. I feel like there's better systems out there that we just need to, like, maybe work democracy into, or maybe, like, come up with a whole other system altogether. You know what I mean? That could be way more beneficial than democracy is right now. But for the time being, this is the best we got, which isn't bad. I mean, look at the rest of the world. You know what I mean? As far as, like, developed countries go and everything, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
we're not hurting.
I mean, we are.
We are, but we're not
20 plus million or 20 plus trillion in debt.
Yeah. But money's not real.
You say that. It runs all the shit.
It does.
Money is the real fuel that keeps everything going.
But what is money?
Now you're just getting into, like, annoying questions.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, what is money, though? I mean,
money is what runs everything.
If you take, like, a $1 bill out of your pocket, that's just a piece of paper. It's not of
it's
any
about what it's about
value.
what it represents.
I know it's about what it represents, but why don't we have the thing that it represents?
Because we can't hold it all.
Who has the thing?
If it's easier to hold, well, in America, it's the Federal Reserve. They hold all the gold.
I mean, why can't we?
Your money represents gold.
Why can't we trade in our money for what the Federal Reserve is holding?
You can. You can go buy gold. You can't get it from them. That's theirs. It's the country's money.
Oh, well, who do I get my gold from?
The pawn shop. Go buy some gold. Go mine some gold.
I'm just gonna go
find
buy
yourself.
Some gold.
Yeah, good luck. It's like $1,600 an ounce.
$1,600 an ounce?
Something like that. Hold on. Let me check how much it's worth right now. How much is gold worth right now? Per ounce, it's $17.07.95 today.
Well, I'm using my stimulus check
to buy almost an ounce of gold. It's a rich man's world, exactly. They always share stuff with each other. Okay, I already read that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a look. Money is just the thing that keeps us in check. It's how they control us.
I mean, but, like, I don't think we need it necessarily.
Of course, no one needs it. In terms of, like, people need it. No one. If you know how to do everything, sure, you don't need it. But how are you going to get your gasoline without any money?
That's true. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've even talked to you before about this, but I don't know. I think maybe, like, if we had some kind of barter system, that would be pretty good, too.
Well, look, we had a barter system. The barter system wasn't getting us anywhere. That's why money happened.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, maybe it wasn't.
The world was a barter system forever. What'd you think? People were just sitting on all their fish?
Maybe it wouldn't have gotten us anywhere then, but now
you think a boat, a fisher boat, would go out and catch 40 tons of fish, and like the 15 men on the boat would eat those 40 tons by themselves.
No,
before
I'm
it all
just
rotted
saying.
away.
I'm
like,
just saying. Like,
it was a bartering system.
it's
History
a
has been a
different
bartering
time
system. Yes, it
now
is.
than it was then. You know.
Yeah.
And like, who knows? Maybe there's a way we can make it work.
There's not.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't even think it's worth trying.
No, I mean,
I'm not saying like we convert everybody over to this all at once. I'm saying like over time we try in
Again,
different areas.
this is
you know?
about community. If you have a community of 100 people, bartering is probably not the worst thing in the world to do. Especially if your little community has access to oil and access to a pond or a lake or an ocean and has access to all the things that life deems necessity. Because, I mean, look at this room. Half the shit in this room, if you had 100 people, what are the odds that someone knows how to make those light bulbs, somebody knows how to make the things surrounding the light bulbs, somebody knows how to make these tiles, somebody knows how to lay these tiles, somebody knows how to make these bricks and these walls and the what's it called, the drywall underneath, who knows how to make this computer and all the parts for it, who has the press that presses the plastic for the rims of the cases or the tower that I'm making. I mean, if you go to a bartering system, you're going to have 15 people in the world that know how to design and manufacture a computer properly from nothing.
Maybe we should start educating people more on how to do stuff like that.
On bartering, Creighton?
No, I mean just to learn different skills so that way they can use them in bartering.
Creighton, I feel like we're working backwards in history right now. Like, you're like, we should just all be cavemen.
No,
Like-
I'm not saying we should all just be cavemen. I'm saying what's the harm in learning different skills so you can use them to barter? If we were to go to a bartering system, why not start at the beginning age where you teach people all these different skills so they can
Because it
use those
took
skills
this
to
long.
trade?
It took this long for people to get to the point where they could allot the time to make shit like a computer or a keyboard or you have a guy that designed this shitty little $8 mouse, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he's a millionaire. Like, the guy who designed this shit is definitely, or designed the first mouse, or designed this specific mouse, or that keyboard, or that monitor, or this monitor, or that one, or that cabinet, and the shit inside of it. Like, if you're on a bartering system, no one's ever going to have the time to create that thing, because the thing that they're creating, like, it's going
Oh,
to be...
you're saying like there's no time to like really invent new shit.
Yeah, if you're in a bartering system, you're constantly going to have to be getting a fish so you can buy a loaf of bread, and then get that loaf of bread and eat it so you have the energy to go cut down a tree and get that wood and trade it for some more bread so that you can eat and cut down 2 trees the next day.
But I mean,
like,
like-
this is where our system has got.
I mean,
Bartering
like-
is where it started. Like, I don't understand the logic of you just want to barter. You want to live out Red Dead Redemption 2, and you're, like,
Yeah.
really upset that you can't live in a video game world. That's all that is.
Well, I'm just saying it existed in a time with money and bartering, so why not do both?
You can. People
You
still
can.
barter. Yes, you can.
You can't barter at a
Go
grocery
to a flea
store.
market. You can't. Not at a grocery store. That's a
Okay.
business. There are rules against it. Go to a place that bartering is
Why
allowed.
can't you barter at a grocery store though?
Because they only accept legal tender. Money. They accept money. If you walk into a grocery store with 50 rolls of pennies and you want to buy a $25 item, they have to accept your pennies.
They don't have to, actually. We can turn away dimes and pennies and stuff like that.
Food line again?
Yes. Because it's like a lot to process, and we don't have the room to keep all that. So, like,
We have the room.
we don't have the room to keep all that. Like, it might not be written specifically in our policy, but if somebody walks in with that much change, I'm going to point them at the Coinstar machine.
Yes, you can do that, I'm sure. But, like, they have if your Coinstar's down, they have to take your money. It's illegal not to take
Is it?
U.S. tender? Yes.
No.
It's
Don't
illegal
tell
for a
anybody-
business.
Don't tell anybody else that. 'Cause
You fool.
I'm not counting it.
Yeah, I mean, you probably if you're the only one there, you're gonna have to legally. You can lose your job. Your company can get sued.
All right, I'll go home.
Okay. Businesses can refuse service. Well, they can
Yeah,
refuse
see,
service,
businesses
but can
can.
they refuse payment?
Yeah, you can refuse payment
Are you
too.
allowed to turn down legal tender? You need to establish a cash payment policy before a transaction occurs. You can't change your policy mid-transaction or refuse someone's paper bills when you say that you accept cash. As long as you tell customers up front that you don't accept cash, you can refuse cash payments. So as long as you say it for, like, heads up, I guess it's okay.
No,
but-
that's weird though. So like, what if I'm on like?
well, there's a lot of businesses
Well,
in
what
more
I'm
developed
saying-
cities in America, like LA,
Yeah.
that don't take cash at all. It's
Well,
only card
that's
business.
what I'm saying. Like, we have stuff like that at Food Line. where
Yes,
we
but you
can't
also
take
accept cash.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying though. Now, like, is it illegal if I tell them, hey, I can't take this, but like, if you just give me a second, I can like transfer this over to another register where I can take it.
Probably. I
Is
don't
that
know.
legal or is
I
that
think-
illegal? Or
I
is
mean,
that
I
kind of
don't-
like a gray
I,
area?
look, I feel like if you say, "Hey, I can do it, just not in this spot over there," I can. there's no weird, like, no one's gonna be mad, like, no one's gonna be like, I wanted this, I like Register 6. Like, no one's gonna be fucking weird about that. You know what I mean? Businesses can say no cash or say no coins. Businesses can say no to...
To Amex? What's Amex?
I don't know.
Or Amex.
Amex? I'm not sure what it is.
But see, I told you, we can say no to the coin. We have before, because, like,
American Express.
You got fucking people who
Visa.
come in, like, they'll have, like, a sack of change and try to buy, like, a buggy full of groceries. And, like, that's fucking ridiculous. Nobody, it lowers our efficiency, and, like, it takes up so much time to sit there and count, like, all those coins. Sometimes we can't even take rolled coins. We have to, like, weigh it with actual roll coin just to make sure somebody didn't stick some washers in there or something and be like, oh yeah, this is like, you know, roll of tens.
You can't change your policy transaction or refuse.
Thank you, Flint. Flint said, I hate Register 6.
They charge higher than other credit cards or vendors, so some small businesses don't accept American. Excuse me. Well, it seems like, according to this, that if you accept the money at all,
yeah,
you have to say that you don't accept cash.
Well,
so, like at Food Line, technically, if you showed up with 50 rolls of quarters, you can pay for whatever with all those quarters.
I'm not taking it. I'm going to tell you.
You can't not take it. You cannot count it. You can get someone else to do it. But your business, you're not allowed to turn that service down, is what I'm saying.
Actually, so, like...
You guys can say it, but look, you can... If I walked in there with a bunch of pennies and said, I want to buy something, you said no, and I left and didn't pursue it, you won. But if I called the police and said, hey... They took my pennies this one time when I bought a candy bar with a roll of pennies, and it was easy for them to do. But now that I've got this much pennies and it's all the money I have, they're not taking it. Then they're going to enforce it because technically you guys do accept that money. It's legal tender. Look, I'm not saying I'm going to do that. I'm not saying anyone's going to. You're treating.
People do
that, I'm sure, but you're
like,
reacting as if it like shouldn't be a thing.
No, it shouldn't because
I
that's
understand.
fucking
But what I'm saying is it is.
and
All I'm saying is that it is a thing. And it's legal.
And I tell all the cashiers, like, what I work with, I'm like, if you accept, like, change that's greater than, like, say, I'd say about $20 worth of change. If you accept more than $20 worth of change, like, I'm not gonna tell you not to, but, like, I tell them if they got greater than $20 amount of change, I tell them get to the Coinstar machine. Or just don't use it. You know what I mean?
And that's reasonable. That's reasonable. And if they don't do that, I mean, you know, you're just dealing with either an asshole or an old person.
Yeah, I mean...
some people don't know how to work those things, and some people... The thing with Coinstar that sucks is that it takes your parts of your money. You don't get all your money.
1.9%.
Yeah,
which is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's a lot. If you put $100 in there, you're only getting $89. That's fucked up. You're not getting all your money. That's another reason I wouldn't do Coinstar. If I had $100 in quarters and I wanted to buy some shit, y'all are counting my quarters. That's the way it's happening. If you accept cash... If you accept my money, like in another scenario, you're accepting all those quarters. That's the way it's going to work.
But look, that's just a me preference, though.
I understand.
You know what I mean? Like, I know cashiers, and I've dealt, because Savannah's one of them. First of all, I'm calling out Savannah right here on the podcast right now. She accepted this thing one time that was like $15 in quarters or something like that.
So
maybe in quarters, like I think in fucking like dimes or some shit. And I was like,
I saw a guy at GameStop pay for a brand new game in quarters and nickels only. This is all he had. He had rolls of each.
I feel so sorry for that. For whoever
it was a
had to
$60 game.
that.
I forget which. I want to say it was a Call of Duty. It might have been.
Jesse said, "Get shit on, Savannah."
Wait, what happened?
Well, Savannah did something like that, or accepted like a payment. It was like a lot of change, and I told her like the next time is something like that large, just tell them to go to the Coinstar machine, unless it's like something that you like don't need help counting out. You know, I mean, I tell them like,
I mean, if you have rolls, it's pretty. That's
well,
pretty.
This was a roll. This was like a pile of change.
Yeah.
Rolls, I'm fine with rolls. I'll do rolls all goddamn day. You know? But like,
you give me 50 rolls of quarters, we're counting out 50 rolls of quarters.
Yeah, like
that's
I'm
easy
not
to
gonna
figure
open
out.
them up and bust each one, but I'll take like the roll that we have and weigh each one first. You know, and see if the weight's the same.
That guy's a dick to be honest. Well, yeah, some people are just dicks. I mean, I've got like.
But once we've already accepted it, there's no
change.
like going back midway counting it or not. You know what I mean?
Clipboard. I've got a clipboard. I keep up with how much change I have, literally to the number of each like.
How do you count?
Dime through quarters. I count it. I literally count it
You
out.
just sit there and count it?
Yeah, I mean.
Wow, you've been bored during quarantine.
Well, I've been doing this for years. I just like knowing how much money I have. So like in ones and fives, I have this fucking can, is rolls of $1 bills and $5 bills. Over, so like, these are, I just stick 1s and 5s in here.
Flint said, I'm gonna rob you.
But at the bottom of the thing, every 50 that I get, I roll up in rubber bands. So this is just 1s and 5s. And then these are all 1s because I haven't got any 5s lately. And every time I get a roll of 50, I pretend it doesn't exist. And this is how I save my money. This is part of the way. I have my savings account for real big money, but in terms of having like a little nest egg, I've got like close to 200 in petty, like little bills. And then I've got $90 in change from the last 2 months alone. Because every once in a while I'll get every like $200 in change, I go to the bank and I get it rolled and I put it in my savings just to, because I've been saving all that change. Like this jar is just quarters. I think it's, how much is quarters? In quarters I have $57. So that's $57 in quarters right there. And then I got a bucket down here of 30 and like the rest of the change, which is mostly dimes, but everything else as well. It's like
Dimes
$4.
are pretty cool.
Dimes are cool. Oh, they're all cool.
They're like the stronger penny.
I used to buy CDs in pennies to fuck with the guys at FYE because I worked at Sam Goody. God damn it. That's like some big troll energy. That's like what trolling was before trolling was trolling.
I saw like where somebody paid their speeding ticket or like their ticket in all pennies.
Bro, that's what Sneaky's saying. He saw a video of a guy who got his car towed and he paid to get it back in all coins. I'm gonna rub you. It's so rare for me to have cash. Cash is gross. Cash is for strippers and ban my sandwich shops. No other reason to keep it. I mean, I'm a cash guy. I make cash is how I get paid. So
You work for cash. You are cash.
on me, that's how you say it.
You're Johnny Cash.
I have Johnny Cash. I am singer Johnny Cash. I have cash for my college store. There you go. I saw a similar thing as like the towing and paying in pennies. I forget. Somebody had like an internet bill. Oh, I remember. That was here. That was in Lancaster. I'm not gonna say who did it. Someone we knew had an
You
internet.
told me this story.
Potentially. Someone we knew had, this was back, like high school. They had an internet bill that the company charged them extra, and it was like hidden in the contract. Like they like for every gigabyte or something they used. This is before there were like, just pay for an unlimited service. This is when they were still capping shit. For every extra gigabyte you went over, it was like $30 extra, and they had like a $700 internet bill or some crazy shit. So they got the $700 in cash, and they went to the bank and got change for their $700. They said, we want all the change you can give us for this $700. And they went and paid it.
How much, like, what kind of change? Quarters, nickels?
Does it matter at $700 worth?
Kind of.
If you got $100 in quarters and the rest is everything else, that's fucking awful. Because they have to verify. They have to sit there and count it all. It's pretty bananas. The thing I hate in that situation, though, is that whoever they're paying isn't the one that did that to them. You know what I mean? That's the annoying part.
That's
like,
the
and
only
maybe
part.
it was in this town. That's potentially what it was if they like sold them on the thing. Because there are only so many people that sell internet around here.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it kind of works in the
Well,
comeuppance.
Well, that's why I
To
like.
be honest, yeah, right, Sneaky. Isn't that fucking hilarious? I love that. I like that. Like the petty evil side of my brain loves that a little bit. Asian-owned stores love to deal in cash. I only get cash if I'm going to gamble, strip club, or to eat in the Asian district. Yeah, I like taking at least like $500 to $1,000 with me if I'm gonna go gamble.
Cash is some real shit, man. Supposedly.
What'd you say?
It's the cash is some real shit, man. And I said
Exactly.
supposedly.
I can't wait till they open that casino in Kings Mountain.
Yeah.
It's only like an hour and 20 from here.
Hour 20.
The only time I have cash is for rent, literally. I enjoy weighing down prepaid envelopes that come in junk mail so they have to pay postage on it. Wow. That's fucked up. That's hilarious. That's like the most evil shit. That's so toxic, bro. That is like the most ridiculous shit. My man makes his mail way more. Makes his mail way more. Oh, that's weird to say.
Yeah, that's like seashells down by the seashore.
She sells seashells down by the seashore. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
Red
We're getting into the crazy brain part of the
Yeah.
podcast. I think we're gonna wind it down. I'm going to
You
look
gonna play the
for.
closing music?
I'm gonna look for a fool to raid real quick. Oh, closing. Nah.
Why not?
I'm still not done with it.
Damn
I'm still
it.
working on it.
You ain't got a tandem.
I loaded
bike
one
for
with
us to
pennies
ride?
once. It was like $5 to mail it. Jesus Christ. That's so off. That's so annoying.
Why do you
Charlie,
like-
why are you like going to beat up a female? Why do I look like I'm gonna beat up a female later? So it is pajama podcast according to Creighton.
I'm
So
wearing a robe.
he wore his robe and his pajama pants,
Robe
and I took that to mean okay. Jesus Christ, can I read? Charlie, why do you like you're going to beat up a female later? That's what you wrote,
Can you learn to
fucking
type,
turkey.
Sneaky?
Yeah,
Jeez.
learn to. Thank you, Creighton. Thank you for being on my side. Charlie's dressed like he steals copper wire. I read that earlier. It was good. Context clues. Okay, my bad for not connecting the words, bro. You're
He
right.
said,
You
why
got
don't you
me.
type it out instead of him trying to figure it out? Ending podcast. Stupid.
Ending podcast. Stupid. Ending
podcast. Stupid.
Who am I? Kelly.
Who we rating today?
Yeah, Kelly. I love Kelly, bro.
Uh,
Look, Nick Merckx is my favorite streamer. I love him. My second favorite streamer, and it's
Right,
like
easy.
not even close, is Kelly. Kelly is my favorite streamer by far, like who's like up and coming, and he's been doing it for a long time. It's just that like he's, his viewer count isn't the greatest, and it really should be. He's a fantastic streamer, and he's artistic with his scene. He has 70 scenes. He said that the other day. 70, like how we have, these are scenes. We have 4 scenes, and we use these 2 of them, where it shows, that one shows what's on my monitor over here, and then this one, the one that shows us. You know what I'm saying? He has 70.
he's got like a bunch of cameras.
He does.
too.
He has a bunch of cameras. He has a bunch of different shit. Like, it's insane, the lengths he goes to. Can we rate a big titty white woman? We've done that a couple times. Well, good night, guys. Good stream tonight. Thank you, BZ.
Thank
Love
you,
you,
BZ.
and
Love
we
you,
will
BZ.
stay connected.
Yes.
We will
Hit me up
continue this
about them
conversation.
stickers.
Listen, I love all of you. This was a good podcast. Do you think so? I
Yeah,
liked
it
this
was
one
a
a lot.
solid podcast.
We've been
We
really
cranked out
talking a
some
lot,
solid
we've been
subjects.
liking them a lot.
Yeah.
Like we used to be at a point where we didn't really love doing the podcast to the same extent. Like, we enjoyed doing it and talking to chat, but we didn't like what the podcast was. But I think we're at a point, at least I am, that I really
Yeah, I
enjoy
like
what it
it.
is.
Yeah,
I'm in
I
love with you, Charlie. Marina, you know that's a curse. That's not even nice to say to me. Okay, sure, message me. Gotcha.
Oh, hey,
Trash.
Sterling said, "Yo, Charlie."
What's up, Sterling? Hurry. How much muscle mass have you? 7 pounds. I've lost 7 pounds, bro. I weighed myself yesterday. I'm losing it.
Your muscles do seem smaller.
Yeah, they are. Damn, right, bro? Yes, Sneaky, yes. Literally. I enjoy you a lot more than Marina. Damn, that's crazy. Listen, I love you guys. This raid's about to disappear if I don't raid him now. You guys have a nice night, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
What was that? What's that?
Me kissing them
Did you eat a
goodbye.
lemon?
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.